Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are here for the last game of round one of the Six Nations 2022 competition. This game, France versus Italy. Looking at some of the stats to do with this match, you would think that it should be almost a done deal before kickoff, but there's still a little bit of a chance. The last time Italy were able to beat France in France, it was before I was born. So it was a little while, but hope you guys are all doing well. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Hello, Hamish. I'm expecting big upset today. From Italy beating France as well, says Kevin. There you go. So it might be able to be a little bit of history written on the board here for Italy, but they've got a good lineup, and they will just have to make sure that they don't allow the French to play the rugby that France are playing lately, because they have been absolutely outstanding in the way that they have been going. But we will look through at the starting lineups so you guys can see exactly who is out on the field. This is the lineup that France have decided to go with for this match. It is Bailly, Julia Marchand, and then also it will be Antonio in the front row. So that is a very good front row to have a good foundation to be able to build on. Cameron Vorke, he's been absolutely outstanding in the Six Nations, in the Autumn Internationals last year, and Paul Willems are right alongside him for this matchup. Geelong, Creton, and also Aldred, they will be the three loose forwards. Now, they've got so many options at loose forward, like someone who's not in there, Sekou Makalu, could have easily made his way into that side, but they've decided to go with those three in this one. Antoine Dupont, he is going to be their player of the year as well last year, so we will have to wait and see whether or not he can make it back-to-back. Romain Intermac starting at number 10. Villiers out on the left wing. Jonathan Dante and Gal Fiku, good pace and power, I should say, as that combination in the midfield. Damien Pinot and then Jaminet will be slotting in at fullback as well. We have got their morning, Hamish. Welcome in, mate. And good morning, only here because I can't sleep. As I said, no, Mum, so hopefully you are going to be able to enjoy a little bit of rugby here. Do I need to go this way or this way? I think it's this way that I do need to shuffle a little bit. I actually only just woke up as well, believe it or not. Did decide to go to bed relatively late yesterday. George came around in the morning, and anytime you guys hear me say that, you probably know that it's going to be a relatively late night for myself. But it's relatively late, but relatively early at the same time. I guess you could say now the Italian lineup, the team whose names I struggle with just a little bit. Fischetti, also Lucchesi, or Lucchesi. Hopefully that is a little bit closer. And then also Pasquale will be the other man in the front row. Then from there, Canoni and Rusa will be the two locks that they have gone with. Negri, Lamaro, and then Halafihi will be slotting in at number 8. Varney as their number 9. Garbisi, he's a very good player. So hopefully he will be able to patrol that back line very nicely and be able to set up the opportunities for the likes of a Monty Ioane, who was very good up against the All Blacks in that game last year that we did get to see them play. Then also in that back line, it will be Zanon, Brex, then Minicello, and then also Peravani will be slotting in at the fullbacks jersey. We have also got that. All I need is Damien Pinot to score a try. I don't want to know, or you don't want to know how much money I put on him to score a try. I definitely do not, because it's going to be a risky one, because I know that the man who you tried to back yesterday did not score a try. So I assume you probably tried to make that money back alongside it. So hopefully he does score a try. But this one, Italy 30, France 26, and Italy going to get a rude walkie up call, as well, says Gareth. And I've got some stats to do with this match. And there are a lot of them to do with the last time that Italy were able to win a game, not just of the Six Nations. Italy have lost their last 32 matches. Last time that they won, though, it was on the road, and that was up against Scotland in a 22-19 win that they were able to get for themselves. They're playing some very loud rugby at the moment, or kind of the music for the highlights of that Super Rugby preseason game that we did get to see. Also, they have only lost one game at home up against Les Bleus, and that was in 1997, I believe it is. It's been a very long time, so we'll have to wait and see. $600 I put on him, I wouldn't have. That is for sure. This is going to be, that's the thing, Italy are one of those sides that you can't really predict. We know that it's going to be a high-scoring one. That's one thing, but we don't know whether or not it's going to be a high-scoring one, because Italy are also putting a whole heap of points on the board, or whether it is just going to be France who are doing all of the scoring. But looking through at the benches now as their replacements, they've got Pietro Melvaca. He was phenomenal for them as well. Then Jean-Baptiste Cruz. Also, it will be, or Cruz, sorry, I should say, Dimba Bamba, Romain Talfafanua, Cruz, also Luku Mofana, and then Thomas Ramos. So very good bench to have here for France. Then it's Fiver, Nema, Ziloche, also Fusa, I think it is, Pitinelli, Giuliani, Braille, and then also Madden. I feel like the Italian accent is one that I haven't quite mastered yet. And I feel like you guys can hear that as well in the way that I'm saying some of these names, because I know that French overall started to get a little bit better. And as well, France 48 and Italy to 12. As well, says Gareth there. So thinking a 60-point game, I will well and truly take a 61. He's playing on the wing or the centre. He is out on the wing for this matchup in the number 14 jersey for this one. And also we've got their Pinot scoring. Is a pretty good bet as well. And there says Gareth, it's a pretty good one, but I don't know whether or not I would have put 600 on it. Overall, I feel like maybe a fiver. I mean, worth a crack. How much was he paying at least for that 1-8? And hopefully it was a decent amount of money. But France versus Italy from Stade de France. It's a very nice stadium. They love doing a little bit of a light show when it is a game that has taken place at night time. Although for this one, it's looking like more of an overcast afternoon over there. Looking through at the table the way that it is sitting at the moment, Ireland at the top. They got themselves a bonus point win over Wales in their game yesterday. So they'll be very happy with that indeed. Then also up there it is Scotland. They were able to get a massive win over England, 20 points to 17, a final minute thriller between those two sides. A great way to start off the Six Nations as well. And then England, they got themselves the 1 point for being able to get within the 7 points. Those other two scores of the games that we did have as well. $2 as well. Cheers, Aiden. I mean, for $2, it's a decent amount. So a fiver could have done the job, I would think. But hopefully he is going to be able to score the try for yourself. Or else, yeah, it's a lot of money, that is for sure. But currently looking through at the next games that France have got for themselves. They play Ireland next week. It is going to be in France, and that is going to be a very awesome game. It's supposed to be raining for this afternoon at the rugby. It's 18 miles an hour per wind, for the wind, and also 11 degrees Celsius. So a bit of a chilly day up there in Stade de France at the moment. But hopefully we will still get to see plenty of rugby being played. I know that any game has a little bit of rain around. Sometimes handling errors can creep into the game, and hopefully we don't have too much of that, because when France get the chance to play their free-flowing rugby, they're very dangerous and one of the most dangerous sides in world rugby at the moment. And also we have got the hi, I'm from an Irishman in Switzerland as well, says Carver Peach. So welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. So, okay, in Switzerland, are you sitting at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, or almost 4 p.m. And hey, howdy, hey, y'all, says Katie Dixon. Welcome in. And don't tell Katie, she will kill me. Welcome into the live stream, Katie. Aiden. That's what we get. Hello, Irish. Good morning, bro. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well at the moment. The Italians, they will be hoping to do well in this matchup. And yeah, it should be a very exciting one to see how they do go. For Italy, their future games that they have got England next week, which is going to be the Monday game. That's going to be a tough one for them. But England coming off a loss, you never know what's going to happen. Definitely not when Italy, I should say, are at home. They actually won games in 2013 and 2011 at home, I believe, are the last time that we have seen too many wins for the Italians. And I think those were actually both up against France when we are talking about that game up against France for this one. But the last three results we have seen from Italy, unfortunately for them, they didn't quite go their way, other than that one that did happen for them up against Uruguay. They were able to get themselves a win. A game up against the All Blacks, though, 47-9 is a generous scoreline to the All Blacks for that game. Italy pushed them for a majority of that first half and some of the second as well. And it's just the fact that the All Blacks got themselves a few late tries, and in the end to be able to save themselves from a huge upset. And that one, that these are the games that France have had recently, as you can see, winning, including that game up against the All Blacks. They were able to win it comfortably, 40 points to 25. So currently 15 points difference in that one. They wouldn't mind winning this game by a few more than the 15 points. And also it is currently 354. Yeah, okay. So it is actually 12 behind in the French-speaking part. And there's kills you as well. And this is Katie Dixon. I was like, howdy, Katie Dixon. And now I'm a bloodthirsty monster. Somebody called the cops on me. She's Katie Dixon. There you go. And I was like, hey, brother, how you doing? And also, what's good, Katie? How's your day been going? Says Aiden. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying your afternoon/day/evening/morning/ whatever time of the day or night that it is where you are. Hope you are all doing fantastic. Because, David, you are up early or late, depending on what way you're looking at here in Kiwi land. How many Kiwis have we got in the chat at the moment other than David? Have we got anyone else who has made the trip up from the bed to be able to watch this game? Unless you're still watching it in bed. Ideal situation. If you got a TV in your room, you just straight on it, and it is going to be a very easy task. But currently I can see a man there, Romain Intermac. He's going to be one of the stars for this lineup. France versus Italy football match. Definitely a high voltage game. Can rugby also between two sides. Also a high voltage game like football. Not as much, because normally before the game, a lot of people do know who's going to win this one, whereas France, Italy in the football, I think is always just a little bit closer than this. But if Italy fight hard in the early stages, I'm hopeful that we will get to see some very nice play from them. And maybe we do get to see them make their way towards a possible upset. Could be there. Who knows? And I'm doing well. Just here to watch France murder Italy on live TV. As also, what a mental day in the world rugby. Sharks ruined the Quins as well. And there, Portugal drew against Georgia in bloody Georgia as well. And maybe the Italians can do something to make up the hat trick of shock as well. That is true. I did see that scoreline. Last I saw it was 29-7 for the South Sharks. Although I feel like it's probably not the weirdest result that we could have seen for that one. I think overall, like, it was probably slightly half by expected, but I was still hoping the Quins would do quite well in that game. Of course, I ended up sleeping halfway through it, and then I was like, oh yeah, whoops. And then my cat woke me up and he was like, hey, the Quins are playing. And I was like, oh. And then I woke up and then I got up and then now I'm here. As well, and also putting 600 on Damien Pinot to score a try. As Alice says, Aiden, and also we have got there no why. It's murder by spoilers as well. And also we have got watch the All Blacks game again. Gabon Villiers was massive as well. Yeah, he's an absolutely sensational player. He actually did very well in the Australian tour as well, scoring the 2 tries in one of the first matchups, I believe it was. But currently the Italian national anthem, I believe we are listening to, or is this France? No, it is Italy. I was trying to look through, trying to see who it was. And then I noticed a few of the people, pretty much, it's one of the... I was like, you saw nothing, Katie. It's all a dream. You're sleeping now. Trust me as well. And now I don't have to watch the Quins Sharks game. I mean, depending on the result that you are after, maybe he's just saved you 80 minutes of pain. Who knows? But currently, the Italian national anthem. We have got a bit of rain around, which does mean it's going to be a wet afternoon here at Stade de France, but should still be a very exciting game for this matchup. I'm going to say France win this one by 37 points. That's a very specific number, but I'm doing it. Don't know why. Before the game, I was thinking about it, and I was trying to think, what would I like to see as the score compared to what do I think the score will be? And I took an average of that, and 37's the way to go. And also, we got that laughing from Katie Dixon as well. The Italians at the moment, you can see plenty of passion on their faces. They want to go out there. They want to cause an impact, because if they win in France, like I mentioned last time they did so, was actually in 1997, before I was born, believe it or not. Yes, I am younger than I look. And also now to collect my 660 euro as well, says Paul. So what have you got? You've got a multi, don't you, Paul? If I'm not wrong. And also Italy probably ready for a huge riding today as well. And also, okay, not that confident, then please, Damien Pinot, let's try take the nerves away and score the first try, says Aiden. And also, I'm going to need the men in black to come and use that flashy thing on my brain. There's Katie Dixon. Currently now the French national anthem. There we go. We will turn it back up. I don't know the French national anthem word by word, and also Kiwi commentators are the best so fair, and they give credit, as else says Karma Peach. And yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones, like, I always find, personally, if you're watching someone do, like, the commentary or something like that, even if it's on TV, listening to the commentators completely just pretty much say that one team are dominating and you don't give the team that's losing any credit, I feel like it makes it pretty tough for the people who are trying to support that team that are up against it for that one in France by 45, says Life Starts. And oh yeah, the 66-1 for Italy to win. And no chance, says Paul. You never know. You never know. And also, I'm just hoping the Italians play well. And there says David the Mold. Exactly right. Those men are all dressed as chickens, which is what you do when you go to the rugby, I guess. But now it is going to be the end of the French national anthem. We're ready to go, ladies and gentlemen. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be flying into this match, looking through at the French lineup that they have got Bailly, Marchand, and Antonio, Woki and Valimza, then Geelong, Aldrit, and Creton will be making up the rest of that lineup. We will put them up on the screen so you guys can see them as well. For anyone who is curious, looking at the backs, Dupont as the captain, Interback as the first receiver, Dante and Fiku making up the midfield, Villiers, Pinot, and Jaminet will be the three who will be at the back for this matchup. It's going to be a good lineup, though. Now looking through at the Italian lineup, just before we get into the kickoff, it is going to be Fischetti, also Lucchesi, and also Pasquale. As you can tell, I can't really speak Italian. I can't even pronounce Italian names. Unfortunately, Canone, Ruza, Negri, Halafihi, and then also at number 7 for this one, it will be Lamaro, Nalvani, Garbisi, also Zanon Brex, Monti Ioani, I can say his name, Paravani, and then Monticello will be out on the other wing for this game. We are ready to go almost in this one, looking through the bench, and this is a strong French bench that they have gone with for this matchup, that is for sure. They've got Malvaka, Gru, also Demba Bamba on there alongside Talfa Vanua, Crew, and then also Luku, something along those lines, Malfana, and then also Thomas Ramos off there. But now we are ready to go, ladies and gentlemen, for this one. And France think it's a World Cup low, Sacre Bleu, as says the Saxon. I mean, at this stage, the thing is, when you think about it, this is a must-win for France. There is no other result that can actually benefit them in this game, because Ireland were able to get themselves a bonus point win up against Wales, which now means for France to have a good chance. They actually play Ireland next week. They want to have form into that game, or else maybe we see a closer game than anticipated for that one. But currently, the Italians, they will be fired up for this game. Hopefully, it is going to be a good one for the Six Nations. We've already seen some good games for the round 1 of the Six Nations, including that one, the 3-point thriller between Scotland and England that did take place just yesterday. But Gaël Fickou, Dupont, all of the French players going to be ready to go. We have got Mike Adamson in charge. A lot of people remember him from the Wales versus Australia game. Unfortunately, that's probably the one that people will remember him for a little while, but hopefully he has a good game here. It is going to be Garbisi kicking off this one for Italy, and we are underway for the third match of the Six Nations. Hopefully the scoreboard, there we go, it is going to be behaving itself, which is always what we love to see straight away. We all go like that. There we go. And also, what's up, Shay, as well? Love from Ireland. Says, Colin, welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. Kicked downfield from Intermac, looking for the touchline. He does find it as well, and the quick throw not taken by the Italians. The French anthem is about revolution as well. And also, we have got there, France will win the Six Nations. England playing volleyball as well, says the Ryan. And also, will we ever be decent at rugby? Are that ever going to happen? Says Live Starts. Who are we talking? Is that Italy? Italy or which team Live Starts? Do let me know. If it's Italy, I think there's potential there. And I know that I probably say that about every single team on the face of the earth, but look at Japan. They went from nowhere to somewhere in a very big hurry, just from really building up their game. Like at this stage, the Italians, the benefit that they've got is they are in the URC. They've got a competition. Argentina at the moment are lacking that one. And Italy at the moment lacking a little bit of attacking urgency, but the counter ruck from France does end up turning over the ball. And now Paul Valimza has got it back for France, but it was a good little moment for Italy in the early stages. Now Dupont has got this one. Gaël Fickou actually joining the ruck to try and predict this one and roll it back far enough for Dupont to be able to put the boot high. Gonna be falling nice to Monti Ioani. Takes it nicely. Damien Pinot straight on him though. And Italy just trying to jump all over him was in the end Cyril Bailly. Currently have this one just outside of their own 22. Need to make sure that they don't give away the turnover. It's actually going to be the penalty to Italy there for offside and Salante. And then Italy or Ireland will win the six. England will win the World Cup as well. And their best scene involving that's a hard one. And the one is Casablanca. My Romanian language teacher made us watch it, but it was a decent film. It's on there. I think Quins were going to have a tough game, even with all their players, as El Sale are starting to click. They're starting to find some very good momentum at the moment, the Sale Sharks. I see Lou Diaga was back. I really hope that man avoids the injury train, because so many times, I mean, I don't know what they're doing at Sale Sharks, but you've got also over there, it is, what's his face? Manu Tuolangi. He seems to get injured every 5 minutes. Sadly for himself. At the moment, the line out going the way of Italy on the halfway line. A lot of pressure being put there on Stephen Varney. Goes down to ground. Uni Antonio trying to turn it over, not quite able to. But currently, we know that France are going to be physical in the early stages. For Limza with a big hit there. He's a big man. As it doesn't take a lot to get a big hit on him. Now Stephen Varney puts it up. Monti Ioani chasing after it. It looks like Thomas Ramos goes up for it. Also was, and in the end, it was actually Jamaner who did go up for that ball. Going to be the low tackle. Once again, Thomas Ramos, of course, coming off the bench in the later stages of the Bulls and Sharks win yesterday. I know that the Stormers won up against the Sharks, and I think the Bulls, and who do you think will win the Six Nations, says James. At this stage, from the start, I did say Ireland. And I think I am going to be sticking with them just for now, because they got themselves a good bonus point win, a little bit of a charge down there. Now Dupont has this ball on the halfway line, and this is where the French crowd come alive, because they know what that man can do when he does have the ball in hand. Round the side now, just making sure that they recycle that one quickly. Gregory Aldrit now off to Cameron Walkie. And he has an absolutely outstanding player. It was almost stolen by Italy. And the breakdown to Pont goes back now to Intermac, first receiver. They've got the advantage as well. Antonio hits the ball up. Now to Pont. Goes back into Mac. Inside ball. Nicely done. I believe it was Villiers running onto that one. It was a knock on, though. And they are going back for the advantage. And also Sharks lost to the Stormers as well. They did indeed for that one. But yeah, for myself, personally, 3 teams that I feel can win the Six Nations. I think it's Ireland, France, and I also had England up there. But now Scotland able to get the win straight away. So I would say it's between France and Ireland. And that game next week, France versus Ireland, that's probably going to shape the whole Six Nations full stadium. And it will be the real victor here. So says Live Starts here. They've got a huge crowd here for Stade de France, which is great to see the fact that they have been able to have the attendance. But of course, it could be a super spreader, depending on how it goes. But Villiers was a good attacking run from the number 11, just ended up getting smacked on the ball by one of the big Italian forwards. As our Italian team, another upset here because last night Scotland beat the England. Anything happened this game, says Michelle. I would say there's a chance for Italy. It's going to be tough, though, because of the fact that France are normally a side that if they don't play well in the first half, they will just run over you in the second. We saw that in that game between France and the All Blacks. That's gone straight down the middle, and now France, they have got themselves the 3-0 lead over the Italians. As Scotland were the favourites, why there any surprises us, says Gareth? Yeah, I think it did go 50-50 for a lot of the betting odds here in New Zealand for that one. But yeah, at the end of the day, this is certainly a different beast. Last time that France lost against Italy in France, it was before I was born. 1997 was when that was. Gregory Aldrit taking it nicely just inside of his own 22, and France have got the possession once again to Pont, looking to roll this one back to Intermac instead. Pass it across, and they've decided that instead it will be the man at number 15, Jamanier, who kicks it downfield. Little bit of a juggle there for Italy. Oh, it's a harsh one for Garbisi. Did it go forward? They've said it was the knock-on. And because of it now, it does mean that France will have the scrum feed just inside of the half. What are your thoughts? Australia coach stepped down, Hamish. Do you think players didn't like his tactics, perhaps, says Kevin? I know that there was a lot of backstage or like behind-the-scenes stuff going on or something for that. Like, I have no idea what this story's about. And I haven't looked into it too far, but I know that he did step down. And now it will be interesting to see who takes his place. We just, in the last, did Italy have a strong team? Says Ruan. Ooh. 2011-13, I think they had some pretty good performances. If I'm not wrong, I think they actually beat France in 2011 and 2013. The Celts will win. And there's us, says Carmen. Also, we have got that Italy never were strong, says Com. Although that would be their best team that they've had. And hopefully they can keep on improving. That is going to be once again going down the front row, just creating a little bit of space. 6 minutes into this one, it's going to be flying by. I couldn't believe my eyes yesterday what happened. Who scored the English tries yesterday? Just Marcus Smith, just the one try. And then for Scotland, I believe we just had the one as well. And that was... Oh, no, I can't think of who it was. For that one, I want to say fish and chips for me as well, says Tom. I probably don't say it as Kiwi as you can. I know that some people say fish and chips. You know, a little bit of fish and chips. But overall, I think it depends on the time of day. Depends on how Kiwiified my accent kind of sounds. That one's going to be breaking his way forward. 25 metres out now to Pont. Fires it back to Intermac now. Villiers. Oh, sorry, it was Galen Fiku. Cross kick out to Villiers now. Doesn't quite take it. It's a knock on. Goes into touch. And does it mean that they do want the scrum or the line out? He's disappointed with himself. Villiers, fish and chips. As out Italy were paying $100 for this game. Says Aiden, geez, the New Zealand TAB were rough. They only were giving us like a $20 underdog, Italy. Everyone else has said that it was 66 for one person's bet who put $10 on them. Also $100 for that game. And it's all about timing. Ruan as well. And Marcus Smith scored all 17 of England's points. Yeah, Eddie Jones didn't want to play him in that game. He was like, I'm disappointed Farrell's not here. So, and also we have got there, they should have fired the England rugby coach as well. I assume that's Eddie Jones and Ben White. Yes. The youngster off the bench when there was the HIA of Ali Price. He came out there, Ben White, and was able to score the lone try as well. So probably not as many tries as a lot of people were thinking there would be, but also seemed like it was going to be a relatively close game. I actually thought Ireland versus Wales would be a tad closer than it was in the end, but Ireland in some very good form as of late. Going to be fed in there. A lot of pressure there by the French scrum bouncing up, though, and Italy just hanging on to this one. Romain Intermac ended up making the tackle. He actually had a man fall into the knee, which wouldn't have been too great for him. Currently just trying to hang on to it. Varney passes it back across. That will be to Luchetti. Or Lucheshi. Still can't say the Italian names. And he doesn't want them to get wrinkled as well, says Katie. Now going up. Almost taking great hands from Villiers, though, to have the man running through the way that he was and still be able to take a brilliant catch. Just show the class of that man on the left wing side. Dupont now 40 metres out. Going across Drury Alric. Getting the carry. And currently ball retention for France. Jonathan Dante first carry for that big man, who is a very solid unit in the centres. Intermac has put the kick up. This is going to be a pressure ball for Monty Ioane. Oh, it's taken beautifully, though. And instead, it was actually the number 15 was able to get it, Panavani. He's been able to handle the pressure from Gael Fiku. Won an England fight. Eddie Jones after he lost in the Rugby World Cup final. I feel like it's probably because they made it to the Rugby World Cup final, whereas a lot of other teams did not quite make it. Lukeshi, so I'm seeing all the C's, but it's not actually the C's, the H as well, so it's not ch, it's k. Okay, thank you very much, Sebastian. Do appreciate that. How many other names? Any other name that I say wrong, just let me know, because I feel like this Italian lineup, I'm going to have to get used to saying their names with the fact that they've got the whole Six Nations ahead of them as well. Wales were missing a rack of players, and there's Seth Coleman, and also we have got their hey, howdy, hey, brother, how you do? And also Arcus Smith is a foil shadowless Charizard in mint condition. There you go. And also we've got the Ireland haven't peaked at all. And there says Karma Peach. Now going to the front once again. Dupont goes back to the hands of Intermac, flat border, Jonathan Dante. And like they're saying, he's just a battering ram in the midfield for the French. And when you've got a player like that, and then you've got Galfiku on the outside who has just got express pace when you need it, that's going to be the penalty to Italy. Done well in the breakdown, being able to win the turnover. And I believe it was the big man in the number 1 jersey, Fischetti. Or Facchetti, I guess it is, sorry. So all of them. Oh, no, it's Halafia. Okay, that's a little bit easier for me. And I'm guessing when Italy take on Ireland, they're probably going to be paying 1,000 to 1 as well. And also Marcus Smith is like Michael Hooper, just one good player and a bad team, says the run. And also we have got there is the eye silent sometimes, says David the Mod. I feel like, yeah, Italy is one that, like, I like the Italian accent. I just can't pronounce it to save myself. And Ollie says, Ollie, welcome into Livestream, mate. Hope you are doing well. Currently, it's pouring down at Stade de France. Unfortunately, the rain does seem like it is going to be prominent throughout this game, but hopefully the action and the tries that are coming for them will be prominent as well. Currently, Italy just inside of the 22, taking it nicely there. It was Rusa now firing it back across, and Italy inside of the 22. Like I mentioned, actually only 10 metres out. Varney losing his footing there. Currently, good attack and run. France trying to get straight on the ball. Varney knock on, and that will be hurting them as well. And it was a good attacking move for Italy, but just the handling error right at the end did end up being the downfall for them. Dupont, the T is silent as well, says Karma Peach. It is indeed for and his first name is not Anthony. I heard someone call him Anthony Dupont as well the other day, but it's Antoine Dupont as well, if you are getting fancy. And I'm pretty sure Ireland have won 3 out of 5 against the Kiwis as well, says Coleman. Also, we have got there, from my experience, they pronounce the I every time when it comes to the names at least. And also, we've got the Ryan Dreamer. Their Ireland is overrated. Watch New Zealand put 100 on them this year, says Ryan. Although, to be fair, different conditions. Of course, if they're playing in New Zealand, if we do get those games taking place, New Zealand with the home field advantage, they're still, I don't think they put on 100. Like, they might be lucky to get the 100 throughout the 3 games. And even that's going to be relatively generous for the All Blacks, as they will be in that slight, like, depending on how Ireland go in the Six Nations, they might be getting themselves up to a grand slam. Oh, it's a good penalty for France in the scrum. And also, they're going to lose 3 from 3 when they play New Zealand in the South this year. And also, we have got there, I left something in the Discord to help you for your Italian pronunciation as well, says David the Mod. I will check that out. I feel like my pronunciations are going to be about 14% better now. As also New Zealand has lost its spark as well. They might be able to put scores or points on the scoreboard, but overall, they are a snooze fest to watch, in my opinion, as well. And I say that as a fan, and you're doing a great job with the names, lad. Don't be too harsh on yourself, says Cole, and we'll run down that. And also, where do I watch this match? So, depending on the country you're in, we've got plenty of options that you can watch the game. One moment, I will go to the list that we have got. Depending on where you are, I think your best bet, if you're in Italy, it's D-Max Italia. Then ESPN has got it. ITV has got it. RTE Sport, if you've got a VPN, you can actually watch them for free on RTE Sport and also ITV, Premier Sports Asia, Super Sport, Stan Sports, Sky Sport, and FR2. NBC as well are covering this game. So plenty of options if you have got any of those subscription services. But if not, then the highlights will be on the Six Nations YouTube channel after this game as well. Now Dupont once again goes back into the hands of Julien Marchand. Currently, they are just making their meters here for France on the halfway line. Dupont getting shut down, though. And that is something you don't see too often. The Italians rushing up, stopping them from being able to get through. One moment, I will go down, learn Italian as well. How do you pronounce Italian names? Part 1. I will watch that probably straight after this live stream. To be honest, I will end up trying to learn how to say a few of the names. Dupont puts the ball up once again. Damien Pinot trying to chase after this. Taken, though, by it was Garbisi, who decides he actually wants to go for the attacking run, which is a risky play to do it. Definitely with Jonathan Dante out there. It's a little knock on. And maybe the mark would have been the better option there for Italy. Ireland will come south this year. Let's see what happens. There's the run. And also we have got there. I like that as well. I will be using that too. Says double them on in Ireland field. No team. Those days are gone. And they're in some very good form at the moment, the Irish. And also know we have Wales. And there says Gareth. And also so if Italy are going to be winning one game besides France, who do you think they'll upset as well? Says Aiden. So, I mean, I know that it's one of those ones that after the game yesterday, people have said that Wales are a decent option. It's just, it sounds bad to say, but it's whoever has a little bit of an off day and when Italy have a good day. Because if Italy have a great day, they can go well. I was going to say they can beat anyone, but I feel like at this stage, like they would like to say, you know, anyone who has a bad day up against them in Italy and you just play that physical game of rugby, there's a chance that they can go on and have a decent performance in that one and maybe get themselves towards their first one. And yeah, Italy would have been consistent would have to be consistent if they win this. Exactly right. That one's going to be going down. And it's a penalty to Italy in the scrum. Tight head on the far side. It was actually Antonio to go down. And that is a massive penalty to win for the Italians. I like Kevin as well. And then it'll be some miracle. Italy fiddle with France's plans. I say the Irish are already Six Nations champions, given that England have lost already. Says Sebastian. Although I do see that big matchup between France and Ireland is actually taking place in France. So that could be one that does possibly change up the whole situation. Because if they do end up playing that game in Ireland, I would say that they would be winning that game 9 times out of 10, the Irish. But because they're playing it in Italy, how many minutes in, says Dude and Perfect? We are currently sitting 16 minutes into this game for this matchup between France and Italy. And it is currently sitting relatively close. And that's one 3-0. Tackles made 31. Only one tackle missed by Italy so far. Dominant tackles, they've made the one. 13 tackles made by France. And they have also missed the one. Going to the back there. Nicely taken by Italy. Now going for the rolling maul. It's gone down straight away. Looking for the ball. I think it's a little bit stuck. No, it is coming out the back now. And it will be Stephen Varney once again looking to put it to the box kick. Monty Ioane trying to line this one up. Perfectly weighted kick just outside of the 22. Jamanier puts it down. And it's a knock-on advantage. Sits up for Italy. And now they are sitting 10 meters out for the line. Varney with the attack and run. Now Italy getting closer and closer. And at the moment, Jonathan Dante is calling for reinforcements out on that side. Cross kick from Garbisi. Sits up. It's the shot of Italy. And they score it as well. And it will be the number 11, Marcos Zanon, who does score it. Come on, Italy, savage as well. And there. And also, yep, everyone plays each other once in the home and away games each year. Says Colin, but what a try for Italy. They have now taken a lead. It was actually the man out on the other wing. My apologies. It was Minicello who was what a scorer. And Italy dunked as well. And Italy scored. I'm aware of one of my watches says Aiden, but it was the turnover. It was the pressure caused by the Italians that then created the chance for them to be able to go for the cross kick. Garbisi, picture perfect one right out to the wing. His foot was inches from the line, or was it? Oh, no, did he land on the line? They might have to have another look at this one. Ooh, that's very close to the line there. Wait, what? Did Italy just score against France? Maybe. They're going to be checking this one, though. Did the foot. Okay. So they're saying whether or not that foot hit the touchline, they're going to go upstairs. Come on, Italian Forza. And now muscle shot Italy with the try. And also, morning, Irish brother. How are you, mate? As well. Here, all cool, no worries. Good win by Scotland. Yes, please. Going France by 15. And I know not TMO. It's close. From that angle, it looks like it's on the line, but they need a different one. This angle will be the one that tells us. I would argue from that angle, he's still in. That looks all right from that angle. And come on, Italy, I don't know, not TMO, and also Le Français, and oh man, we can't see French or France being French here. Okay, foot's not clearly in touch, and it is going to be the try. There you go. And Italy. Tell you what, I like that because of the fact that, like, even though it was a try against France, the crowd didn't all, like, we heard a few boos, of course, but like the whole crowd didn't turn against them. They went, yes, it was close. He was just in from one of the angles, so we get on with it. And I feel like that's a good way of looking at it. But now at try scorers, we're going to have to put in there for Menoncello. There we go. And tell you what, he would have been paying bucket loads to score the first try of this match, that is for sure. Because I know we were talking about it earlier on about certain players to just score brilliant kick from the touchline, and that's going to make it 7-0, or sorry, 7-3 for Italy. Doing a very nice thing for themselves, and also we go there. And the Amish, what team holds the edges here? Well, Italy were well and truly underdogs, and the try for Italy as well. And also isn't in charge of the points, brother. Google is as well, and also going to try and get some sleep. Says Novmum. I mean, it's going to be a tricky one. Definitely if Italy keep on playing this way, but hopefully you'll be able to get some sleep. So we will see you later on. Italiano in it there as well, says for sure, but they are currently leading ball drop straight away from Italy, and now just outside of their own 5-meter line. They need to make sure. Is he kept off the ground? Ball is available. Okay. So it is going to be now Garbisi will be going for the box kick. He does put it up on the left boot. Just get a little bit of meterage on it. It's taken nicely by Jamanier now. Was going for the run across, but Montejuani able to drag him down. Currently France 40 meters out. Sitting near Intermac. Goes back across. Damien Pinot trying to spin out of a few tackles, making his way forward. It's a good tackle, though, once again, around the side. Now the big men come together. And it was, in the end, Julio Marchand and also the tight air prop of Italy. Oh, ankles. That didn't look too good for the ankles there. He's tried to get out of there. Dupont puts up the box kick. It's a high one as well. It's going to be a tough one to take in these conditions. Takes it nicely, takes the mark as well. Come on, Italy. And then Lasagna lads versus the croissant crew as well. And they're going to be kicked into touch by Garbisi, and also gets set, go Italy, and there. And also we have got there for what Katie is up to, and also we have got the Alia, and then she has said, just being offensive in the chat again. And also, Hamish, please tell how much happiness you get when your YouTube live stream footage watching goes high, crosses 100. Please explain as well, says Cody. I mean, the thing is, even when we got like, this will sound like it's like either cheesy or a lie, but it's 100% the truth. When I literally see one person in the chat who's like one of the regulars, I get all excited because I'm like, oh, they're back. Which is kind of like, so I don't really look at the numbers of how many people are watching at once. I look at who we've got watching during those times. Because, I mean, we can do a live stream of the top 14. It's a penalty to France at the moment. The top 14, we could have 5 people watching. But if it's all our regulars, like, it's just as fun. Like, I feel like that kind of makes it as well. And also we've got there, that's not offensive, Katie, just a bit crack. And also we've got there, all good, glad you keep him busy. And also we've got there, who Wales play next. Says there from Kevin. So the next game for Wales, one moment. We will have a quick look here. Wales, their next game. Is this England or is this Wales? Right. Wales, their next game is up against Scotland. Then they have got England. Then they have got France. And then they are closing it out with Italy. So the easiest finish, you would say, out of anyone. But who knows? Italy win this game. Maybe they're not going to be such an easy beat. And also Italy win by 40. Walkie punches into back. Dupont wedges. Yeah, as well. And also Eldred releases a book. Gemini becomes president. It sounds about right, says Gareth. There you go. I would probably read that book if they have got an English translation of it. And also, how's the weather been raining here since Friday? So at the moment, for myself, we're getting kind of cloudy weather, but for them in Stade de France, it is sitting at raining. Montejuani putting the ears back close to the touchline, almost broken his own ankles. Trying to do a little bit of the draw and pass. Currently now still going to be on the side of the Italians. And they are playing with some very good ball retention at the moment. BC goes across. They kicked him behind from, it was Juan Inacio Brax. Taken nicely by Jamanier, going for the 50-22 now. It's taken, though, by Italy. One of the Italians players just went flying. It's going to be kicked in behind now once again into the 22. And currently France, they are in a fight for this game. And also, Craig, is the Irish way of saying fun. Or fun, I should say. That's a good 50-22 there for Jamanier. And because of it, it does mean now that it will be the line out for France. And Monty Ioane, he's not too happy with that one. Wales going to lose to Scotland as well, says Ryan there. And also, Harris Rowe, I'm watching ad continue on streaming. After that, I joined as well, says Michelle. So thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciate it. All the support you guys have been showing on the channel. I'll be honest, I skip ads. So if you did, I would take it personally. As I also thought I meant gossip or news as well. And Ireland played very good. Katie Dixon, oh well. Just glad you're safe, says BDV. Oh, they're just checking to see if there's a tackle off the ball here. Okay, this could be a changing moment in the game. Okay, so I think it's maybe Italy, one of their players getting tackled without the ball, and a book by Gregory Aldrich should consist 90% of pitches. Yeah, pushing the back. So it's a cheap shot from Villiers, and because of it, it goes back and it's a penalty to Italy. So that's pretty interesting to see that they are doing the little cheap shots every once in a while. Maybe feeling a bit of pressure up against Italy. Red card to France, says it right. I don't think it's a red card. It's just a penalty reversed, which now means that Italy have got the ball back. And that's one, by the way, it's pronounced crack. Crack. As okay, I thought it might have been a little bit fancy, like crack or something like that, with a bit of a in there, but it's just crack. Okay, noted. I mean, it's one of those beautiful words that has 90 meanings, depending on the context as well. And also, we have got the I'm not skipping any ad on your stream. I've watched full video of advertisements. So if it's like a 20-minute ad, I would 100% understand. If you don't want to watch that one, it's going behind now. And this is going to be a foot race for Italy. Just getting on it. And a huge amount of pressure being put on by the French, trying to join the breakdown. It's brilliantly done, though. And Italy just hang on. Varney now going to be firing it back across to one of the big forwards. They're inside of their own 22, and how quickly this started changing as soon as there was a little bit of a break. This now is the croissant and cheese versus the it's a pizza, isn't it? Pizza and spaghetti. That one in Pedreg is here, and I said hello as well. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Hope you are doing well. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe, ladies and gentlemen, and it's hugely appreciated. And currently we have got a well and truly an awesome game on our hands. Currently, Italy, after 24 minutes, are leading this game. How long can Italy last? That is the huge question that is on everyone's mind at the moment. It's whether or not they can survive long enough to be able to withstand the early onslaught from France in this half and then also the second half as well. I think that is going to be the big one. Are we just going to pretend Italy is leading France at home? As says Ryan, I mean, that's what the scoreboard says at the moment, so we've got to trust the scoreboard as well. Like I mentioned last time, that Italy were able to beat France at home for a home game in France was 1997. So it's been a while. And also, Seamus, you legend, good crack as well. And it's going to be running forward once again now, but France now on the front foot. It's going to be Yui Antonio gets a low ball, which was not going to be easy to take. It's a penalty for Italy, though, because of the double movement on the ground. And also, well, I would love to see you using it like a sword as well. And then you're the best for teaching us Irish as well in there. And also France, you never know what you're going to get as well. A cliche, but damn it's true, says Gareth. Exactly right. I mean, they went into this game as huge favourites. I feel like even now they would be huge favourites. In fact, I am going to look that up while we have got this kick going for touch. We go here. Now, I will mention these odds will not be the same for everyone because New Zealand TAB are stingy when it comes to the odds for France to win a game. We go here. We go, what do I do? This one. Yui Antonio, he was tackled then from there. Just ended up continuing to roll. Okay, so France to win this game are still paying $1.0001. You can't actually put money on them, whereas Italy to win this game, to win 1 to 12 is paying $101. And I have $0 in my TAB account, so that's not going to work out for me. That's going to be a knock on there from France, I believe. Oh, it's the interception. That'll be why. And it's going to be Anthony Jalong who does score it. And that is going to be the launch from France. That makes sense about those odds. And Italy not converting penalties into points as well. And hey, guys, 15 likes, smash that like button and subscribe if you are new. And too many mistakes from France is so frustrating. Here's Aiden, although they have poached that try, as I've said, France, and now they have taken the lead in this game. That changed very quickly, but Cameron Walkie just half a fingertip to that ball. It is absolutely pouring down at the moment, but Italy tried to pass the ball back. It was Varney trying to go to Monte Ioanni, or Ioanni, I should say. And it went straight into the hands of Anthony Geelong. And he was able to get that one flash score as I sleep again. And this is typical France. And also, Pro 71 watching. They are just, just 11. So I request all of you, please like this stream. As Scotland definitely win the Six Nations. On the other hand, they're going to tend not to be too crack as well. But now Jamanier will be lining up this one. And we will have to add Geelong to the try scorers list. This list might get relatively long here in the later stages. France, try scorer. We're going to put Z because we're going to have more than one, I would think, for the French, and that was Geelong. It's hit the post of Jamanier there with the kick, and that now means that it is going to be 8 points to France, 7 to Italy. I don't think I see the rain lightening up at all for this one, which means we're probably going to be playing in a bath by the end of this game. Or in a swimming pool, a little bit bigger, I guess, rather than just a wee bath. Be quite tight with all these rugby players in there. I think game over for Italy as well. And France try. And also we have got there. I think you misunderstood me, brother. I said I should have taken a picture. I wish as well, and I read that wrong. And it says Birdie V. Currently now Geelong going to be sitting there. Italy trying to get straight on the ball, but currently inside of the 22. And they are going to have to try and build their way towards getting themselves back on the board. That's a good kick in the favor of Italy, though, I should say, because now France only a few meters out. This is bucketing down at the moment. And like they're saying, it was forecast to be absolutely bucketing down. Italy's 30 seconds of fame is over, as I see it around there. And is we a bath, a small bath, or a bath full of piss? It's a good question. I'd like to think it's the first one, but you never know. I don't know what they do in Europe. Overall, I feel like you guys actually probably know Europe better than me. I don't think they would do that. I should mention that one was a good throw. And now off the back once again, just using the crash ball of Marco Zanon. Continues to make his way forward just a little bit further here for Italy. They can just put a few phases together here and really put the French defence under pressure with the weather like this. Handling errors are so important to not have too many. Garbisi, flat pass. They've got the advantage as well for offside now for Italy, so that could give them the 3 points. But Garbisi trying to go straight through, tries to flick it back, and it is going to be the penalty. And Irish, you know I prefer the singers. Says Sebastian, and also we have got this Gemini and Miss. He did indeed. And what's a Kiwi phrase for having fun? Having fun. What do we do? As in, like, having fun. I assume if you're saying, like, having a joke as well, it's actually, believe it or not, it's taking the piss. I think would be a good way of putting it. But having fun, I guess we're like, what do we say? I don't normally have fun. This is a tough question. I don't have fun with other people where I actually say, like, this is what we're doing. I feel like I'm thinking of like social situations, how it's just awkward and it's just quiet, and then someone just goes, so we're all having fun, aren't we? And also Italy is going mighty ducks themselves. And in this game, they are taking on the 3 points. Paolo Garbisi nailed the kick from the touchline as Italy going for the post. They are indeed here. Straight out. Gets it over. And the score now, it is going to be Italy taking the lead back 10 points to 8, I should say. And what about some funny words for fun like tomfoolery or buffoonery? I don't think we do have tomfoolery or anything. It's called banter. I guess banter is something. Although if it's like having fun, like going out and about, hitting the town. No, I don't say hitting the town. I don't think I'm that hip. And be kicked off once again. Garbisi penalty. A lot of pressure there on the big number 8 for this one, which is going to be Halafihi. Currently holding this ball only a few meters out from the line. Italy, they can't afford to have a turnover. And now Varney passing the ball back, and Garbisi kicking this one for the touchline. It's going close, and it does go into touch with a good kick there. Italy 30 meters out or so, maybe 25. Garbisi got a little bit of a cut on the left cheek. And that's why at this stage the Frogs are hopping a bit as Banter is here too. And there says Coleman also, the Mexican wave, and come on Italiano. And there says Michelle, yeah, the Italy, or I should say the French wave, I guess you could say that, but the Mexican wave. Why is it called the Mexican wave? I don't actually know why it's called the Mexican wave. I've never looked into it. I just, everyone just knows it as the Mexican wave. Shenanigans as well. I guess I don't think I've ever used shenanigans as a way of describing it. Oh, Jonathan Dante, little kick him on. This is dangerous. Montijuani, it's Varney. He's almost been taken back. Did he have it down? Don't think so, but now still going to be available for the Italians. Only inches from the line now. And they're having to hang on to it. Garbisi currently getting it set. And it looks like they are going to go for one hit up here just to try and create a bit more angle for them. And now the box kicker is going to be available if they do want it. Oh, it's not really, though. Now it is going to be the number 9 who does go it up. Buggered means you screwed as well. Yeah, buggered over here is the same thing. It also does buggered mean confused or bamboozled. So, yeah, pretty much buggered means, like, I guess you'd say it if you were extra fatigued, like, oh, I'm buggered. Like, overall. So I guess it's just like you use it as, I guess, like if you like, well, I guess what would it be? I'm very bad at dictionary. That wasn't even a sentence. I think I meant thesaurus for that one rather than the dictionary. And football World Cup in Mexico was the first place it happened on tally, I think. Okay, that makes a lot of sense for that one. But now running their way forward, or forward, I should say. Paul Valimza. Dupont goes back to Geelong. And currently trying to roll his way out of there, leaving the ball available. And it is just that. Oh, they still get the advantage. That is harsh because he did try his best to get rid of it. Damien Pinot now. Drawing pass out to Villiers. Both wingers actually on the same side of the field now. That ball was slightly rolled forward. Now going back into the hands of Julio Marchand. Once again, just trying to get this one attacking wise into Matt. Goes back into the hands of the big number 7 for this match, which is going to be Dylan Creton. It's another advantage. It's a penalty for France, and Italy could maintain the lead in halftime, as says the show. And also, we've got the average focus on Italy, please. And it says Ruan. But currently, it is going to be for not rolling away the original penalty, and that is going to be the penalty now for France. And also, if your granny had balls, she'd be your granddad. There you go. One way of looking at it. And also, we've got there, I know a few Mexican people who would laugh at that as well. And also, we have got there, my prediction, France by 15 is not looking good, although still another 40 minutes, of course. It looks like France, they do want to take on, so he just wasn't quite able to get out of there. And then the penalty. The side of France are yawning. I've got a yawn every once in a while. When it is 4:39 a.m., every once in a while, a yawn will slip through. Currently, it looks like it is going to be into Mac or Jamanier. I believe it will be from here, Jamanier. Yes, it is. It will be lining up this kick. Currently about 25 metres out on the angle. Should be a nice, easy 3 for himself. But he did miss that kick earlier on in the night, something that is really an occurrence for Jamanier. Normally just pinpoint accurate with the kick. Can he get this one and give France the lead back? Strikes it nicely straight down the middle. And now the score will be 11 points to France and 10 to Italy, 34 minutes into this game. And it looks like it's going to be a pretty close first half. If France can sneak through and get themselves a penalty or maybe a try at this stage. And where's your lovely cat, says Birdie V? He is currently, I think he is asleep at the table. He actually likes sleeping on the chairs in the kitchen or at the dining table for some reason. He might come in and visit me. I left the door slightly open so that he can come in if he does want to. As I can the French, please stop going for the points or the Poles. This is annoying. Just give it to Damien. I need some magic, please, as well, says Aiden. And also we've got their frack. Means penalties or taking penalties at home. Are they under pressure? Says Ryan. That one is going to be kicked up high once again. It's a good clearing kick from France. Good kick from Dupont. And also we have got their France in there. And also we've got the best thing about being Irish. No empire means everyone likes us. And so we'll rip on you for fun. Yes. Yeah, I guess that's the thing. Like Ireland, like I don't know of anyone. I guess only really Six Nations wise. I think England and Ireland are probably are they the biggest rivalry? And that, or is it Scotland, Italy? That one's gone wrong for Italy now. Or Scotland and Ireland, I should say, rather than Scotland and Italy. Battle with the Blues. And that one, although this one is also Battle with les Blues. Currently, France. I just realized France are wearing their away kit at home because they are wearing white. Unless that is now their home kit, I assume. Could be. It's going to be the knock-on advantage now for them. And once again, we told to roll away. Back out. Now it's passed wide. Out to Creton, looking for the space. He's going to be tackled hard by Varney, relatively round the chest. Now Geelong, good inside border. Gregory Aldrich tries to go back up. It's another advantage in favour of France. Now they're going to be using the back line here. Damien Pinot linking up on the outside. And he has now got the ball, going to be stepping back on the inside, trying to make his way back through. Good low tackle on him. And Villiers has been dragged down. Currently, it's going back for the penalty to France. And England versus Scotland tends to be the most heated rivalry as well, says Sebastian. Yeah, that one, it was a very good match as well. Very close. And Le Crunch, I rate, is the biggest one as well. And there says it was from Gareth. And also we have got there, I rate is the biggest one. Oh, is that for the rivalry side of it? For up against Ireland. Ireland, France, that is a good game. And that's going to be taking place next week as well. And also no Hamish, everybody against England as well. And Scotland let Italy have some of their IRN, BRU this morning before the game. And there you go. Oh, the Iron Brew, I assume that is for that one. But it changes from year to year as well. Rivalries are formed between the favourites to win the comp each year. So I guess, yeah, it would be France and Ireland, wouldn't it, this year? So those two are certainly favourites to be able to go on and get themselves close to a win. But currently now France, they've decided that they do want to go for the line out here. Home team wears away kit. As else says Colm. Is that a thing? Home team wears away kit. Makes sense. But now it is going to be Julio Marchand at the back of the rolling ball. Now they're starting a march here for France. And this is where they can be dangerous right at the end of the first half. Trying to find their way over the line. Dupont now once again looking for the options. Trying to count how many defenders there are out on the side. Little chip of mind from Dupont. But it's going to be taken now by Italy. And it will be the goal line dropout. It's a tug of war, Hamish, bro. Nice game. Both teams taking on 2 or 3 point lead in 3 or 4 minutes as well. And yeah, it is pretty awesome that we have been able to see Italy pushing France throughout this game. Yes, the second half could be completely different, but for this game so far, it's been a pretty awesome one between these two sides. Garbisi currently going to be kicking this one with the goal line dropout, trying to get as many meters as physically possible. Goes right down towards the halfway line, taken by Gregory Aldrich. And now that man will be getting a little bit of room to run. Great low tackle, though. And it does stop the momentum. Now another offload. That's a Cyril Bay looking for the offload once again, and it goes straight to Julio Marchand. Those two are just playing like their backs at the moment. Now going to the short side once again, Cyril Bay. And it's just all of the big men running for Jonathan Dunty close to the touchline. He throws the ball into touch. And that is now going to be the line-out for Italy there. And how did New Zealand feel about the British? I don't mind them. I know that some people, like England versus All Blacks, probably a big rivalry in rugby. But overall, I just like people, I think, which is probably my problem. It's a blessing and a curse. Because of the fact that, like, I probably am too nice to some people when I shouldn't be, but I still am anyway, just because you might as well be. Also, if colours clash, if it shows for a respect for the away team as well, says Colm. And yes, it is nice from France to do that. But yeah, I don't know what Italy's away kit actually is now that I think about it, so maybe that could be wrong, or that could be why as well. Is it still raining there? There's still a little bit of rain, not as heavy as it was a little bit earlier on, though, but it is still wet. Oh, they're going scrum here for Italy. That is risky. Tackles made so far. It is actually Fichetti, who is leading on the 10. Lamaro sitting on 9. Lukeshi sitting on 8. And then Negri and Willems are both sitting on 7. So a lot of tackles being made by Italy, but they're making them, which is the important side of Italian win. Polo, which changed his name to Gabisi Augustus. And there as well says Gareth. And that's the thing. Their coach isn't actually allowed to be there, is he? For France, if I'm not wrong, due to the fact that it did end up he tested positive a couple of days ago. Because of that, he does miss out on the opportunity of being there. Usually, everyone tends to hate England. That's how the lads roll in the Six Nations as well, and England confidence. And there says the Saxon. And also, who is favourite to win the Six Nations. I know that France were the favourites going into the competition, with Ireland and also England both sitting just behind them. So I would say France and Ireland at this stage are the two favourites, with probably Scotland overtaking England for those odds. I'm about to sneeze. That would be very unfortunate. Gone in, big scrum. Now nicely though for Italy. And now currently only 30 seconds left. They can't afford to let there be a penalty, and there is one. As well for the player flopping over the front. And because of it now, France, I would say they take the 3 here and give themselves a 4-point lead going into halftime, and also English confidence. And Ireland for me, says Bertie V. Oh, they're kicking it for the corner. by the looks of it. So France have decided that they don't want threes anymore, and the crowd applaud because they are very happy to see it. And also, Blessius says, Betty, thank you very much, mate. The worst thing is when you have like just about 5 sneezes in a row. Because that's the thing. In a video, you can edit it out. On a live stream, you're stuck here. Like, you can't like hide yourself or anything like that. So it's one of those ones that you just hope when you sneeze, you don't make a random face that someone screenshots and sends to your Discord server 50 times over, because that would be unfortunate. And I'd say after this score, I don't think France are favourites anymore. Says Rohan. It's going to be the advantage now once again for France. The players just going a little bit too early for Italy. Dupont now looking to pass this one back to Jonathan Dante. We'll just play a little bit of crash ball offload there. Good backline movement. Man on the outside. Villiers gets it. Cover defense not going to be able to stop him. And France score the try now and giving themselves the 16-10 lead with a kick to come, but France scoring right at the last moment. And it was Villiers who was able to get over the line. And France have remembered who they play against. They should get a try here as well. Nailed it. And try France as well. So here's Katie. So we will add him to the try scorers list right on the 40 as well. We will go like this, and we will go like this. We will be adding Villiers to that list of try scorers for France, and perhaps a bonus point might be on the cards later on in the second half for the French. We will go like that. We will go like that, but it was just a good backline movement way out to the winger, and Villiers does score it as well. Last minute of the first half, rather than taking on the 3, they decided that they wanted the full 7, and like they're saying, it's a coach killer having that one go right at halftime. Just get it out a little bit wrong, but now it's going to be Jamanier lining it up. 2 from 3 so far, 38 meters out. And the Frogs are arrogant too, as us is coming pitch there. And nailed it indeed with the 10 out of 10. Here's Sebastian. Jamanier lining up this one. 2 tries for France. 1 try for Italy. Strikes it nicely. Sneaks it in, and that is going to make the score 18-10 for France going into halftime. So they have got their lead back, and it is the biggest lead that we have seen of the day so far for either side. So that will be helping France towards building up the confidence. And I feel like if they didn't get that one, then the crowd and also the coach would have been very angry with them coming off the field. But they've at least got themselves an 8-point lead now, and they'll be trying to build on that. And at the second half, and with the bench that they have got, there is certainly potential to be able to do so. And currently, we'll look through some stats to do with that first half of rugby that we did get to see between those two sides. It was a very good first half. I would say a lot closer than I think a lot of people were anticipating. Italy, 42% of the possession. That was probably very expected, although we would have said maybe France would have had a little bit more. They only had the 58, 67% territory as well. The 2 tries for France compared to the 1 of Italy as well. Conversions 1-1. And then also we did see the penalties going over, 2 from France and the 1 from the Italians. 187 meters carried for France, 77 for Italy. So an extra 110 meters on top of what the Italians were able to do for France. And that's actually pretty impressive from Italy as well. I feel like they need all the praises in this first half so far. France, they've been working hard. They did have to work extremely hard to try and get themselves that last try, but they were able to get over the line, and it does reward them with the point. And pasta with frog legs as well. Says John Rutherford, a little bit of a combo there, bit of a mashup. I guess you could say Italy's new coach is working wonders as well. He's exactly right. He's going phenomenal for them. Like that game up against the All Blacks, like when you see that score, one moment, we will go like this, and we will go like, one moment, where is it? Is that it? There it is, like that score there, 47-9. That didn't really do that game justice because it was just a whole heap of late tries scored by the All Blacks. Whereas Italy, up to that point, they were really pushing them in that one. They had a relatively interesting game up against Argentina, I guess you could say, in terms of the fact that they did end up losing it by about that 20. But then they were able to beat Uruguay in a close game. But that was a hard-fought contest. So Uruguay definitely not a side to take too easy. They were almost qualifying for the Rugby World Cup as well at this current time. France, their last 3 games, they were able to win up against the Argentines. They also beat Georgia, and then they did beat the All Blacks by 15 points in that one. So they might have the potential of only beating Italy by the same amount of points as they beat the All Blacks. And that would be a massive one for them indeed if that was the case for this matchup. And also we've got that as it's still Crowley as well. And this is John, one moment. I will get you the exact coach's name because I want to make sure that I have got the right one before I start praising a guy who isn't actually there. One moment. We're just going to wait. It's going to load up. It's almost loading. It's going to load very soon. It's taking quite a while to load. Italy are doing okay, especially against one of the best teams on the planet. Well done, Italy, says David the Mod. Exactly right. But they're still hanging in this game pretty well for the circumstances of it. All right, we'll go here. Where are the lineups? Okay. Oh, have I got the lineups there? Yes, I do. Right. So the coach for this one, we're going to go here. We're going to go here. Oops, how have I ended up on Lamaro? That's not what I wanted to do. I wanted to extend this. Okay, here we go. The coach is Crowley, Kieran Crowley. I just wanted to make sure that I did have the right guy for that one. But currently, I can tell you a few of the stats about some of the players throughout this match as well. I've actually got a part of a phone charger. I don't know where that's come from, but I all of a sudden found it. Don't know. It's just appeared. And also, bloody I can't believe they gave to the wrong bloody winger. This is incredibly annoying as well, says Aiden. Let's hope that he scores in the second half. That is for sure. Or else then there will be a lot of money that will be disappearing for yourself. But currently, some very good performances for players out there on the field. Most meters carried, I would say, is probably Geelong sitting somewhere up there with 34 meters carried in that first half. Also doing nicely, Monty Ioane with 22 meters carried for himself as well. But currently, there are a lot of players who do need to stand up in the second half, though. That is for sure. For either side to be able to really work their way towards a big total in this matchup. I mean, if France could score 30 points, I think they would take that at this stage. And also, we have got Italy are doing okay in that one from Dale. But currently, I would say if they can withstand the just onslaught from France that they will be providing. I mean, they have 5 offloads to the none there for France. So they can find their way through the gaps if they do get a little bit of space. 2 clean breaks is actually even for this one. Defenders beaten, 8 defenders beaten for France, and then 3 defenders beaten by Italy. And also, have you ever heard of a sport of hurling as well? It's like lacrosse mixed with rugby as well. Fastest sport on the grass in the world. You should look it up. Amazing stuff. So it's hurling. Okay, I thought you were saying curling for a start because I thought that you were talking about the one on ice. And I was thinking, yeah, I actually did curling when I was younger for like a school trip. So hurling. It sounds like I watch shinty or hurling. Yes, I love it. So, okay, so it's kind of like a mix of lacrosse and rugby. So does that mean they've got sticks or no sticks? I'll have to look it up after this, I think, just to try and work it out. Currently, tackles made, 81 tackles attempted, 73 made by Italy. So they're still sitting with a decent-ish, I guess you could say, tackling completion rate. Tackles made, 40 made by the Italians, by the French. They did just miss the 3, though. They're just showing snowboarding. I know that it is currently the Winter Olympics, isn't it? If I'm not wrong. Currently, and is it Pyeongchang that it is this year, or is it the wrong one that I'm thinking of? And Kyle's athletics is my shinty team as well, but I'm still learning hurling teams. And there says Katie Dixon. I wonder whether they show it in New Zealand or not. I don't think that they would, unfortunately, but hopefully, in the future, could be an option perhaps. But what I am going to quickly go and do, ladies and gentlemen, I am going to very, very, very briefly go and grab myself a glass of water because I did forget to get one before the start of this one, and I'm worried that my voice might disappear. So I will be back in probably only about 30 seconds time. I'm a very fast boy. So I will see you all in a very, very short moment for the second half. Right, we are back. I told you I'd be speedy. Nailed that one. I didn't end up tripping over anything in the process or running into any door frames. There we go. We got our water. I don't know, that sport get a bit rough sometimes as well. And also, if France win the Six Nations, they should all eat a snail in their honour. What do we say? Or we should all eat a snail in their honour. I'm not too keen. I'll eat a croissant. some chocolate in it. I feel like I'm willing to take that sacrifice for it. I'm not sure about a snail though. I don't even know if we could buy snails in New Zealand, unless of course you like get them yourself. And yeah, sometimes it gets very bloody. And then also sticks made of ash when a large or with a large head or base at about 4 feet long. It's organized mayhem as well. And now you have the actual weapon in your hands for hurling as well. I do enjoy AR as well though, and also we have got there. Yes, Beijing Winter Olympics, says Ollie. So yeah, that is underway at the moment. Hopefully we do get to see some very nice performances from the Kiwis. And that one I'll have to start watching a little bit more of it. It's a similar time zone to New Zealand, is it? In China? No. What's the time zone in China? What time is it in China at the moment, ladies and gentlemen? And greatest Olympics games do you ever have as well? So says Chairman Winnie the Pooh, I should say, from Gareth. But it's the broken sticks and splintered wood flying through the air. And that's dramatic as well, says Katie Dixon. Who doesn't enjoy a good rough time, says Colin there. It's rough and tumble. And there says David the Mod. But currently we are just waiting for the second half. Get back underway in this one. If you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We are going to be covering plenty more of the Six Nations in the future. And it is hugely appreciated you guys all being here for these matches. We're also doing Super Rugby. That is going to be taking place in the near future. So yeah, if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button, as it is hugely appreciated. And we have got plenty more rugby content and also just sporting content coming in the near future as well. I'm just making sure that we are all running smoothly at this point in time. Yes, we are indeed, which is great news. And also we have got the go out after a rainy day, grab the wee slimy fella and stick it or suck it out of the shell, 100% protein. Nah, probably not. What time is it where you are? As well, Sissy as well. And it's currently sitting at 5 a.m. New Zealand time. So we have been up for a little while at this point in time, but I decided that I did not want to miss this game between France and Italy. I'm glad that I did get up for it as well. No matter what the result is, I always love watching some rugby, even if it's in the middle of the night. And we will be covering all the games of the Six Nations next week as well, which includes, that gives me the perfect transition. I kind of forgot that I had this. Boom. There it is. Wales, they are going to be taking on Scotland. France, they are going to be taking on Ireland. They are huge games back to back. And then Italy taking on England. And they will be at home, the Italians, for that game. So hopefully does end up going smoothly for them in that game. And we can see another good contest, because currently Italy are proving that they are coming into the Six Nations with a little bit of a bang, perhaps trying to cause an upset in the very first game up against the favourites, France. And Hurley, my friend, do look it up as well. And the All-Ireland final is watched by millions around the world, as I said, Colin there. And also we have got there, I don't think I do escargot as well. It's like chewing on a balloon as well. But I'd throw down on some bread, that's a hard one, bread and mer and a baguette. As on there says Katie, also, yeah, I didn't want to miss it earlier. And there says David the Mod, I didn't want to miss it either, I should say. But yeah, it seems to be any time like Six Nations, Super Rugby, international rugby, like it just seems to deliver every single time. Like you never know the result that you're going to be getting, which is why it's so entertaining to get to see it to the final minute of it. But currently we are just waiting for the final 40 minutes to get underway. We're currently sitting at halftime. But for anyone who doesn't know, I did show those tables of who people are going to be playing in the next week's fixtures. This is how the Six Nations table sits currently. And it has Ireland at the top. They are sitting on 5. They got a bonus point win over Wales. Then in second will be Scotland, who did have a 3-point thriller up against England that they were able to get the job done. And England get the bonus point for being within 7. And down the bottom it is Wales with that points differential of -22. And points differential throughout this competition is going to be so important for both of these sides. The benches for them is also going to be an important factor. As you can see there, Mawaka, Gru, Bumba, Taufafanua, Cruz, Luku, Mafana, and Thomas Ramos. That is a very good bench to have for the French. Then looking through Fiver, Nema, also Zilochi. Then it is going to be Fusa, Piti Nelly, Zulani, and then Brayley and Maron. I do apologize if I did pronounce any of those names wrong. It's just they don't quite roll off my tongue as of yet. Don't mind snails as well, says Gareth. And are there any cell phone experts in the chat? Anyone know anything about old cell phones from 2009, 2010? Says Katie, does it have a flip top on it? Because my phone's a little bit newer than that. I did have I had a Samsung, what was it? One of those ones that flick up and you go like, oh, I'm getting a phone call. Hello. One of those ones, but I don't think, it depends on the brand, Katie. What's up? Have you got an old phone that does not work anymore? 21. Like, smash that like button and subscribe if you're new. Says better, you heard the man. And if you are new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe because we have also got the Kiwi Lads Sports. I do recommend checking out that one. If you have got a subscription to this one already, be sure to subscribe to that one. That was a terrible promo. You did a lot better than me, Bertie. I will say. Should have left it to the big boys. And that one. And also fell off to sleep in front of my laptop during the Welsh game as well. I was not happy, says David the Mod. I've done that more often recently in terms of like watching something in bed and then my eyes, like I'll sit there on my phone and my wrist goes like that. Like, you know, when you're in bed and you're like lying back and then your wrist, like you're on your phone and then it just goes, and then you're like, like you're trying to stop yourself from dropping the phone. And then you fall asleep and your phone dies because it's still on. And then your alarm doesn't go off. That's what's happened to me last couple of times as well. It's very unpopular, or it's very popular competition. We had over 100 viewers yesterday in both games as well. The problem is none of these two are English-speaking countries, but many people are excited by the game. Make no mistake, says Sebastian there. Exactly right. And that's the thing. Six Nations last year, the numbers that we had for that competition last year compared to now, like, is absolutely crazy, like, at this stage. Because, like, we did England versus France last year, and I think we had about 4 viewers for that live stream. Now we struggle to get less than, like, 50 viewers at any time during a live stream. And it's always like, I can't believe the growth that has been happening at the moment. Now the two sides making their way back out onto the field, though. Sounds like a HTC is on there. And also we have got there, it wasn't a flip top, but it was a slide down screen. Had a stylus as well. It was orange brand. I think, or I had it when I lived in England. I think it was a Motorola as well on there. And also as a Welshman, we need to do better against Ireland as well. And Hamish, what is your thoughts on the Bok being included in the Six Nations? I think it would be a cool inclusion, but I would hate to see Italy get dropped from the competition to add the Springboks. I feel like you'd have to make it the 7 nations, but then it probably doesn't roll off the tongue as well. Just because Italian rugby, if you take them out of the Six Nations, the improvement that they will have will just disappear type thing. And with the fact that I think South Africa are locked until about 2030, aren't they, for the Rugby Championship? So maybe after that, you look at it, maybe you go adding Georgia as well into it and make it the 8 nations. But I guess 6 nations for so long, it has been those 6 sides as well. Only Italy have this one on their own 22, and they are looking for the kick downfield. It will be Varney who puts the ball up. A lot of pressure on him for that kick. It's a good one, though. It's gone up in the air. It's going to be bouncing back on the side of the Italians. And they have been able to retain this ball, but straight on the ball almost was Gregory Aldred. Okay, second man. That is why the man Galfiku wasn't able to go for that one. But maybe, I don't know. Been a while. My brain says it was a Motorola, but I could be wrong in there as well. And also, we have got, I don't remember the name of it. I'm trying to find it online. I see. Is it a good phone? Oh, well, that's the thing. Some of the older phones, like a Nokia, it's built to last. Whereas an iPhone, it's built to last till the next one comes out so that you have to buy the new one as well. I think that just threw away any chance of an Apple sponsorship, didn't it? That is going to be going down once again. Italy again, straight on the ball. No, he wasn't quite able to find it in the hand. Cyril Bay goes across the camera, walking now. Jonathan Nunty on the outside, going back down to this near side with Villiers. Puts the chip in, chasing, going straight through. The pressure is going to be on him. And he does take it nicely, passes it back across. Huge pressure there. But Italy have done well to be able to clear that ball. And they get it down to 25 metres out from the line. But Varney, he's had to work hard throughout this game. Motorola's were popular back then as well. And the Springboks have signed a contract with the Rugby Championship until 2033. They remain in the Southern Hemisphere as a nation as well. Says it was from Sebastian with that one. It was a lot of pressure from Dupont. Just getting the kick away in time, Stephen Varney. And he had to. Because if he did not get that one away, that was going to be a lot of trouble for that man. Currently, Cameron Walkie now. They will be looking for him in this one with Hoodie Machon with the throw as well. Going up, taken beautifully by Walkie. And also with the Final Fantasy, Mogul wallpaper as well. A nice run, Jonathan Dundee. They need to try and stop the big man. They just do. Meter short of the line. And currently, Italy, it's going to be still available for them. Did he make it for the French player? I think he's just short once again, or is he? It's on the line at the moment on this near side. We can see that the ball is on the line. It's whether or not it was done in one movement. And I only remember HTC having pens back then, as well, says Gareth. Okay. They are saying they see the ball grounded. They're going to be checking this one, though. I think that could be a try for Julio Marchand to start off the second half, and it would be a good one to have as well this early on. Currently, Jonathan Dante, he's a beast of an individual. Checking for grounding here originally, Jonathan Dante. Okay, so he was short of the line. So he decided to then pass it back. Okay, so I think that one is going to be short. So now it's checking the next one for Julio Marchand, whether or not he was able to get over the line. You can see a few Italian hands just trying to creep in there, trying to stop that ball from getting recycled. Then from there, I believe Julio Marchand gets that ball down. But it's a close one. Geez, that was a different era, wasn't it? As well says David Lamont, I remember taking a Nintendo DSi XL on a school trip. And like just to take photos. And I feel like I've still got that somewhere, like it still works as well. But like rather than like the phones, like nowadays the children, they all have their phones and they're like, oh, we'll take a 1080p selfie of a like us with something. And those days, like we went to the Antarctic Center. And it's like, I just want to take a picture. I'll whip out my Nintendo DSi, which is a box thing about that big, to be able to just go and take a snap of that one. If France are trying to cheat, there's a Saxon there. Oh. Okay. So they're saying at the moment, Julio Marchand might actually be still connected to Jonathan Dante. So because of that, it doesn't count as a new phase. He's bound into the ruck while he picks the ball up. So that is going to be a no try there for France. So almost able to get over my Hawaii. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's lasted me 4 years so far. Still going strong. See, that's the thing. Old phones go and they just go and go and go. Like the only way you break an old phone is if you break it into the wall or something like that. Like, and even a Nokia, that you could throw that at a bloody bus and it would still go. So, whereas my phone here, sadly, it's got a few glitches on the screen already, which you guys, I mean, you can slightly see. Like, it's kind of up there's a glitch, and then also over here started glitching as well. And that's because I dropped it once onto my sock, and then it started breaking. And I was like, what? Like, some people drop their phone in the toilet and it still goes. Okay, so that is going to be the penalty to Italy, only a metre short of the line. Phone's colour as well, says Gareth there. Is that for Katie or for myself? Do let me know. And also the DVD store, I was just about coming to an end back then as well. And also Italy must win no cap. And there says Stefan. At the moment, they're doing very nicely. At this stage, Italy, they survived for that one. It could have almost been the try for Julio Marchand. And he was just asking the question to point, have we got the advantage? And the referee said, nope, you do not. And I was like, man, the DVD store, we used to buy all our DVDs and CDs secondhand at the smoke shop. Those were the days as well. And also Katie has said, or Katie for Gareth, what color it was, a metallic powder pink. Nicely done. But yeah, I remember like Video Easy. Like some of you guys from New Zealand will know Video Easy. What's it called in America? I think it's called like, I can't think of what it's called in America, but pretty much how you rent like DVDs and videos and whatnot. Now I'm going to be stepping nicely here. Julio Marchand tries to go straight through. In fact, it was Galfiku there with the carry to point. Now I'm having to play it. It's a knock on. I went backwards. Did end up dropping a great offload there. He didn't look like he should have had any ability of being able to put that ball away. Straight on the ball, though. Italy won the penalty for their side once again. And I'll say it was like a rose pink with a metallic sheen to it as well in the smoke shop. And there says David the Mod. And also, the stylus was thin, even thinner than one on a Nintendo as well. Blockbuster, that is what it's called in America. But yeah, you used to go there and you would literally, you go there and what would you do? You go there, you buy a DVD or rent a DVD or a PlayStation game or something, get a bag of popcorn, and it was all good to go. And Steph does not like France. By the looks of it there, Italy winning the penalty. I believe it was the big number 2 there who was able to get straight on it, Lukeshi, I believe it is. Most meters made. Jonathan Dante, Aldrich, Geelong, Jaminet, and Cretin. All of the top 5 are French players for the meters made. in this one, but currently now still trying to roll their way forward here, Italy. 40 meters out currently. Varney passes it back now to Padovani? No. Padovani. I still struggle with some of these Italian names. I do apologize for that in advance. Now going back across. Now sitting in their own half zone on with the carry. If they can hang on to this one for a little bit longer and not kick it away, that is going to be the big thing for them. As long as they don't give this ball away, it's going to be out wide now to the hands of, once again, Padovani runs straight at Galfiku. Going to the short side now. This is looking good. Varney with a good attacking run. Montiuani playing the halfback now. Trying to step straight through, running almost over the top of Cyril Bay. Has been able to drag him down. And also Smoke Shop equals glass pipes, bong spice, incense. And also black light posters, etc. in there. It's going to be a bit of a hospital pass to the number 10. It's a penalty to France. And thank you for the live updates. Listening all the way from Toronto, Canada. How many minutes for a full time? Thank you as well, says Farmy. At this stage, we have got another 35 minutes left in this one. Sorry, I do some work at home. I once made once again egg omelette doing right now for dinner as well. So I'm not connected a few minutes, still working on. No worries at all for show. And also Smoke Shop could be a place selling tobacco, or it could be a strip club as well. And kick for goal, says Steph, for them 55 meters out, so just a little bit too far, but it was a huge amount of pressure from Dupont straight away on Garbisi. Had no option there other than, it was just great work from, that's a good hit from Yui Antonio on the big number 6 there for Negri. Huge hit on that one. And also we don't have any of those anymore as well. We call them tobacconists as well in there. Says David Mod now, the rolling ball opening up once again. Cameron Walkie trying to get this one marching forward for France. Can they get over the line? Once again, they currently have an 8-point lead. If they get over the line twice more, they will end up with a bonus point. Now it's rolling forward very nicely, but straight through the middle there for Italy. It's going to be ball available now for the French. Sitting at the back, who do they go to? I feel like they might try and use the back line here. Maybe out to Damien Pinot. They go short side instead to Villiers. Does have a good attack and run close to the touchline now, though. Good work from Italy. Try to shut them down relatively quickly. Dupont going back across. It's going to be an attacking run from you. Antonio just throwing himself at the line. Just something the big man knows exactly how to do. They've got some big forwards, France, as well. We talk about it all the time in terms of those loose forwards, but also in the front row, they have got some weight, some unidentals. Unidentals, that's not a word. Some units. There's a better way of putting it. And also we've got the accidental. That's going to be another penalty there for Italy. And they are fired up. Taking the quick tap there for Garbisi. Seems like a risky chance to be taken. Kicked it right down the middle of the field. And it's given the ball straight back to France. Is it the best option for them? There's Yamaner now going for the kick and behind. Does take it nicely there for Italy. And they've got themselves back into a kicking battle now. And it does get kicked downfield into touch as well. Great kick. Takes it quickly now for them. And France have decided that they want to keep this one going. It's interesting that Italy decided that they did want to go for the quick throw. And also ACS is accidental as well. And they're accidental. I've just realized what it is for the emojis there. Yeah, it's not an ideal one. Now they're trying to turn this one over for France. And they have done just that. So that was a mistake from Italy, not willing to take it to the touchline for their kick. And a huge fan of the All Blacks from Canada as well. Hope they recoup in 2020. Best of luck, All Blacks. Says Farmy, it's going to be a nice one for Villiers. Now linking up goes himself. Villiers scores the try for France. And he is on fire, the winger. 48 minutes into this game, and they get themselves another. And now they are one away from being able to get themselves the bonus point. The bonus point of Villiers. And close to his hat trick as well for this one. And a score prediction says, Steph, I did end up saying in the end, before this match started, I said France by 37, which as soon as this match started, I realized I went way too high. I probably should have said 17 or 27 for this one, because Italy are still in this game. If they can score themselves another try soon, they should still be all right in this one, and they won't be completely out of this one. And also we've got there the happy faces from David the Mod as well. And currently, it was a Villiers. And also Guerrieri Aldra and try into there from Sebastian. But he just stands up. He's just got such pace. He's probably an underrated player for France. Not too many people know of that man Villiers out on the wing in terms of the international scene, but they certainly should. Bright red headgear. Howie tries for himself. Like, I've started taking notice of him probably in the first game that I saw him, which was in that Wallabies series. That he was on fire, scoring himself the 2 tries. And since then, he's just been a sensational player for them out on the wing. Intermac, he is not going to be kicking for this game. Instead, it is Jamania, who has always had such great accuracy. He's missed it. He's missed it because I jinxed him. I do apologize, Jamania, for that one. Around the side there, Gregory Aldrit is just able to do very nicely. Finally, offload to Villiers, and they weren't quite able to get back quick enough. And Monticello was not quite back there for that one. And it does lead to another try for the French. It's a big dive for us. Also, we've got there. That was a Chris Ashton belly flop. That's how it was, wasn't it? I always worry when players do that. Like, I remember when I was younger, it was weird. Well, it wasn't weird when I was younger, but like the things you do as a kid compared to an adult. Like, I used to be like, hey, mum, watch this. And I get a rugby ball and I would just charge down to the backyard, which is like there. But I'd like charge out there. I'd jump as high as I physically could and then just slam myself onto the ground, scoring a try. And then I'd get up, just walk back to the house like nothing happened. And it's like, if I tried to do that now, I would win myself. I would hurt myself in some way. I'd probably break a rib. Like, but as a kid, you're just like, I'm going to run down there. I'm going to jump as high as I can in the air and then just smash myself into the ground. And also, we've got the, hey, mum, watch this, put it on the shirt. So France is going to win the Six Nations. And there says Steph, Pietro Malvaca has made his way out there. And also, it is Fiketti, who has gone off the field. And that is for Neymar, and Demba Bamba is out on the field for the French as well. So making quite a few changes. I think they may have even taken... Big yawn. So I do apologise for that. But currently now, oh no, they haven't got, it's stolen by France. I was going to say that they haven't got themselves the other replacement of Talfa Fanua yet. But they have put on Jean-Baptiste Grue as our Alamayo Havish. This is getting also. Only one I can find is a Samsung Ultra S. And they're now running their way forward. Nice tackle there from France. Italy still have this ball. Passing the ball back to Negri. Makes a few extra meters. Pietro Malvaca. In fact, sorry, that is the wrong man. I was saying Pietro Malvaca. It's actually Flavor who was there. He taken nicely. Good offload. No, it's gone into touch. And now because of it, it is 51 minutes through this game. And Villiers, probably his first mistake that he has made. So with him being on a hat trick, I feel like if they are going to make a sub in that back line for Mofana or Ramos, you're probably looking at taking either one of the maybe centres, or you go with Pinot or the fullback maybe. And Italy has good defence, not going to lie. As I said, Steph, they've definitely been improving it in the last little while. And I love watching them play because of that improvement side of it. Like you see Japan now compared to where they were 10 years ago. They're just on another level than what they were. Good throw to the back. It's not quite claimed. It's going to be the knock-on advantage, though. And Italy once again are going to be on the attack here. Currently still on their side. Geelong was not in an offside position, or he wasn't moving away, so he was all right there. Still going to be available here. It's going to be a rough pass. Does end up sitting up, though. Now it's knocked on by Italy. And Thomas Ramos, he won't be too far away from making his way out onto the field, I don't think. Wait till you turn 60, mate. Tying your shoelace as a major task as well, says Johnny. Even tie my shoelace now, to be fair. Like, I can't, like, I don't know about you guys. This is a weird question to ask, but in context, it makes sense. Like, can you guys touch your toes? Because I can hardly touch my shins when I try and bend down. I don't know what it is. I don't know whether it's just because, like, I didn't, like, often try and touch my toes. Or whether it's just that at Amish with the thumbs up, says Trucker Down Under. Welcome into the live stream, mate. Can you touch your toes? It's a weird time for you to come into the live stream, wasn't it? Currently an advantage to offside. Favour of the Italians. Garbisi goes back across Monte Ioani. Now going to be making his way forward. Is tackled by Jonathan Dante, though, once again. Currently on the halfway line. Now it will be Favour with his first carry of this matchup. Can they get over the line one more time here, Italy? If they get themselves a bonus point for being within 7, that is actually the best result that they have had in a long time. Last year, they didn't get themselves a single bonus point. And that one also, we've got there 1 croissant for Geelong, 2 for Villiers, and a pizza for Monticello. And also, we've got there, Hamish wasn't bad against Italy wasn't bad against the ABs. Yeah, they did very well. And I always say that scoreline is flattering to the ABs because of the fact that they just, like, it was only the last real 15 minutes or so that it completely changed. No, I haven't seen them for a while. As I says down at the bottom, stretch those hammies and touch those toes, y'all. As and also mango pizza, mensch pizza, avec moi. And in there, but yeah, like shin touching is about as far as I get. As well, like I'm very strategic. I'm like, right, I can't touch my toes here. So if I want to tie up my shoelaces, I'm just going to put it on a seat or something along those lines. Currently now the captain, Lamaro, going to be going to the back by the looks of it. They're risking it. You can't afford to go to the back up against France because they will be able to read the time of that line out very well. And now they're starting to roll their way forward. They're close to the 22, just inside of it at the moment. So they do have to use it before it goes outside. Okay, now they have said that it is actually outside of the 22, so he is not allowed to find touch with this one. Taken nicely once again here. And it will be a good attack and run from the try scorer of this match from earlier on. It was Monticello, I should say. Now around the side, Monticello staying down for a little bit of time. Oh, it looks like a leg injury, which is not good news. Counter ruck there from Villiers. Do they get this ball back? Yes, they do, France. And it's very nicely done by the French once again. Now looking to go wide to Damien Pinono. Instead, it is going to be held up in the midfield. Currently now going around the side once again. It's a big hit. And currently now going back into the hands of Intermac. It looks like it will be Damien Pinot going up for this one. It's going to be a 50-50 ball taken nicely by Monty Ioane now with the counter run from Wales. They're not playing Italy. It was almost stolen there from Geelong. I wasn't quite able to get onto it. I wasn't doing anything. I just asked if she could touch your toes off as well. And then, yeah, in the context or out of context, it sounds like a very weird question. So I don't know how much of that trucking down under heard up till the point of touching the toes. Probably not the best way of greeting someone, was it? Just going straight into the, hey, can you touch your toes? As well, but, you know, science and whatnot. Currently now it's going to be the sub and Tolfa Fanua making his way out onto the field here. And that will be replacing Paul Valimza, who is also a very big man, and the number 24, Italy, now going to be making his way out onto the field. And that is going to be Pitino. Another big yawn for myself. There's a few of them and throughout this live stream, but that's normally the case at the random hour of the morning live streams. The worst thing is, like, it's going to be 6 a.m. or somewhere around there when it ends, and I don't know what I'm doing for the day. Like, I don't know whether I'm going back to sleep. I think George wants to come around at some stage. Like, do I stay up and do I just do a whole heap of random stuff? Like, just run back and forth in my lounge for 3 hours? And yeah, I can, mate. Jeez, it's impressive because, yeah, like I mentioned, like, shins are my thing. That sounds weird, doesn't it? That's another one out of context. Tell you what, we're going to put the leg to the side here because you guys won't be able to see it, which is good. I can't even straighten my leg completely. Like, my leg, if I try and sit with my leg flat, like, I can't even show this really. That's as straight as my leg goes without my hammy stretching and my calf stretching. Yeah, nah, that's not happening. Camera's not quite wide enough, which is a good thing. Another one of my famous shout-outs lines alongside leave your prediction before you get weird as well. In there. And also about that needs to go on a shirt. There's Katie Dixon. Now it's an advantage to France once again. I feel like I've done some exercise now. That's good. First time this year. Dupont goes back now out to Galficusand, who is looking to go towards the right-hand side of the field. Currently 45 metres out. Good attack and run there from Julio Marchand, making a lot of meters so far. Gregory Eldred now. Irish have been sitting in a chair too long. He's got cheer body as well, says Katie Dixon. I actually do, though. It's the worst thing. Now, the Mac going for a little chip and chase. Gonna be setting up once again for Monty Ioane, and they're going back for the original penalty of a giveaway. When you spend the rest of the day at the physio as well. Says it was from trucking down. No, I think I do need to try and work on my flexibility, don't I? I was looking around. For some reason, I was like, I'll just grab the band that I've got next to me. But then I realized I don't have one of those stretchy bands. You know? And also the flyer from France had a huge game against the All Blacks. Yeah, Intermac, he was phenomenal in that matchup. And I mean, there were quite a few. Oh, okay, a couple more subs being made. It is going to be Mawaka making his way out there. And also the number 22. Who is he going to be replacing for this matchup? Is he replacing Intermac or is he replacing someone else in the QLA's gym sessions? Maybe. Oh, are they taking off Phil? Yeah, no, they're taking off Jonathan Dante now, who is an absolute unit of an individual at OMG. Sebastian the innuendo. And in there, as I says, David the mod. Yeah. Yeah, that was actually, if I'm not wrong, did I say that to you trucking down under for that line of be sure to leave your prediction before you get wet? I think it was. Well, this one, I feel like the randomest moments happen when you just join a chat or when you're just leaving a chat. So it's always very exciting. You never know what's going to be happening. I'm flexible when it comes to paying tax. Does that count? It certainly does. It's an important factor. And supporting teams, says Steph. At this stage, seeing as I am from New Zealand, I am always 50-50 in terms of the impartialness of these Northern Hemisphere games. I just absolutely love watching it. And you guys should build your own weird gym equipment. Nothing better than a custom built gym is on there. Oh, Villiers, good attack and run. Always dropped the ball. And I think he might have hurt himself as well there. Just got absolutely thrown at the line. And at this stage, Villiers, if he does end up staying down, that will save Julien Marchand. Oh, sorry, not Julien Marchand. That will save Damien Pinot from going off the field. Looked like he's going to be all right, though. Is he all right, Villiers? Yep. He's going to keep on going. Well, looks like he's ready to go. He wants that hat trick that he can sense. It was Dupont offloading it to him. Yeah, it was just right on the kneecap. He got a bit of a kind of forearm, I believe it was. Ooh. Geez, Dolphin Vanilla just running straight at an Italian. Thoughts on the Springboks as well, says Steph. I do enjoy watching them. Italy Rugby. Hopefully, we do get to see a few more games this year as well. Although we did get to see a few from last year as well, which is good. But yeah, I do enjoy watching them play. They've got a different style. And that last game up against the All Blacks was just an absolutely awesome one. Like, the thing is, as a Kiwi, yes, I should be disappointed that the All Blacks lost, but I don't think you can be disappointed with that game at all, because it was just an absolutely awesome one. We're almost into the last quarter of this game currently, 22 minutes left in this fixture. And once again, the Mexican wave is going round, I should say. French fans do a Mexican wave because France are boring to watch. This is actually, and then arch rivals, says Johnny there. Currently now the scrum feed will be in favour of the Italians. And like I mentioned, if they can get themselves another try here and convert, they will be able to get themselves their first point in the Six Nations of 2022 and their first point of the last couple of years as well. As you can see there, that's the wrong one. That is actually the one that has happened quite recently. Where's the other one that I'm after? I've got another table. Where's last year's table? It's hiding. Where did it go? There it is. That's the one that we're after. As you can see there, Italy not receiving a single point last year in the Six Nations. Currently, France, they are taking on Italy. After this game next week, they are going to be taking on the Irish, which should be a very exciting game. And both sides could have bonus points, depending on how the later stages of this matchup go as well. Italy feed that ball in, big push from the French off the back now for their number 20. Pettinelli almost able to go straight through. But a great low tackle from Intermac. Going back, it's a knock on this time now. Gregory Aldred going to be breaking the line, almost looking for the offload to Dupont. Now this will be a good opportunity to use this back line. Cross kick, going into behind into Mac. Does sit up, does it for Pinot? No, it goes through his hands. And he wasn't able to take it there. Just a knock-on advantage. Could have been the try for Damien Pinot. Which team is number one currently? It is the Springboks, followed by New Zealand, followed by Ireland, followed by England, I believe, is the order we have got at the moment. And then after that, I think the Wallabies are fifth or sixth, if I'm not wrong. Still the box, says Johnny there. But yeah, I believe it's somewhere along those lines of that order. France will also be up there, I should mention. Maybe France are fifth and then Australia sixth, with Wales, Scotland, and everyone else sitting around that 7 to 9 region, I think. Could be wrong, though. But it was close for France to be able to get themselves another try. They are right in the right position on the field. They just are trapping the Italians inside of their 22. Every time it's a 5-metre scrum, it is danger for this Italian lineup. Currently 61 minutes in. He's had a very good game so far, the number 9 for the Italians, I will mention as well, which for this match was Stephen Varney. He's had to work extremely hard, get the box kicks away, and also just setting up a couple good opportunities for the team to make their way forward. Offloaded back to the back of the scrum once again, shut down pretty quickly there. Straight on the ball, Gregory Aldred. Does he turn it over? No, not quite. And it is still going to be just available for the Italians. Now they're going to be joining up Fiver, be protecting this one. Does put up the box kick and does get it away. It's a decent one. It's going back down to the 22. And I bring back the podcast. Our man Man doubts his world rankings knowledge as well. Yeah, I feel like I don't know when that's coming back. Oh, right, I haven't actually heard from him. I sent him a couple messages and he just hasn't replied. So I guess it's just a wait and see kind of game for that one. I don't know what's happened overall. I don't know if something's going on. I don't know. But overall, yeah, hopefully we do get it back by the Autumn Internationals. Well, I thought we were doing it for Six Nations and Super Rugby, but that doesn't seem to be the case for that one. And now it is going to be Pietro Malvaca. He's got this throw for France. Going to the back. Nice throw over the top to Galfiku. Does take it nicely. Just trying to march his way just a little bit further forward. Dupont off to Gregory Aldred. This is for the bonus point here for France if they can get themselves a try. Dupont once again goes back across. Hey, it's the cat. Hello. No one come up here and say hello. Here he is. We were asking whereabouts he was, and now he is here. So, hello. Did you have a good sleep? Currently, Dupont goes back across to Intermac. Currently, I think the French are actually singing their national anthem. That's been dropped by Demba Bumba, though. And because of that, it does mean that it is going to be yet again another scrum to Italy. So this is using up time on the clock at the moment. Hello. Hello, kitty cat. Says Bertie V. He has decided to pop in and also the Billy emojis from Katie Dixon there as well. Is he going to sit or is he going to stand? That's the big question. Where's he going? He's doing a little circle. Round he goes. And he is sitting down. I would say he's probably going to go to sleep as well with the Billy with the half heart as I have a good day, mate. Going in to get unloaded as well. Says Drunken Down Under. So good luck with that, mate. And hopefully we do get to see you in the near future. But hopefully you have a good night because it is currently middle of the night there for yourself and also, isn't it? So, yeah, stay safe. Hope you are having plenty of refreshments throughout your trips. Probably water, I should say, or some sort of non-alcoholic beverage. Might be the best way of doing it. But, yeah, we will see you in the future, mate. And also, Billy. And there from David the Modern. Love to see a full stadium as well. Says Steph, it does look very awesome. 27 likes. Smash that like button and subscribe if you are new. And have a good one, brother. From Katie Dixon. And Kitty goes meow as well. He does indeed sometimes. He's very loud when he wants to be. Like, he never used to meow. And then he got to, like, probably 13 or 14. And he was just like, you know what? I'm the boss now. I've been around for a little while. Now Monty Ioane gets that one on the short side. Once again, trying to pierce his way through. There's just a sea of white at the moment for the French kit. They're just all over them now, going for once again for Favor. Goes down. Got the very colourful headgear. They are saying take care, truck, and good luck unloading. Sounds a bit dodgy, but hard work and men deserve it as well. Says Sebastian. And yes, sometimes cat stops meowing and starts yelling. As on there, says Katie Dixon. Villiers goes back to Damien Pinot now. Trying to pierce the line. He's got a bit of toe as well. Damien Pinot. Oh, it's a big hit on him. And he's going to be kicking that one into Dutch there for Italy. They will be going upstairs, I would think, for this one. Thinking about taking it quickly, Villiers. Damien Pinot absolutely nailed. And that one, they take the quick tap. I didn't think you could show on YouTube as well. It's a good point. It is a very good point. Although he's relatively friendly, so I think that's allowed, of course, as long as it's a friendly one. And also over there, sometimes cat stops meowing and starts yelling. Like, I woke up today, and he was just in my room sitting next to my bed going, not really, yeah, but like the equivalent of a human. Like that. Oh, they're saying he moves in the way, and I imagine Italy pulls off the victory as well. Would be absolutely huge for them. But currently, I think they are going upstairs for this one. Number 4. So Brayley now making his way out. The replacement for the halfback who's had a very good game. Okay, I think they're making a few subs at this point in time for France. Going to be having some water. I hope they chill that water. It looks like it was just sitting there for those for the Italians. And that one, but now it is going to be the line out 5 meters out here. I'm looking out at Damien Pinot way out on the wing. He was close to getting himself the try for that one. But now the rolling maul, it is going to be well set here for France. They're going backwards though. Pietro Malvaca, he'll be looking around the side. They are patient in the build-up here. France, they decided rather than trying to really go for it straight away, they're just going to sit there and they're going to keep their hands on the ball. Pietro Malvaca, it's a penalty to Italy. And also France starting to sulk as well. Says Saxon there, and Amish, I am out at supper time, as well. Thank you for an awesome stream. No worries, mate. And thank you very much for tuning in Do appreciate it. I hope you do enjoy your supper as I enjoy your breakfast this BDV. Thank you very much, mate. I don't know what I'm going to have at this stage. I feel like the options are endless, aren't they? Well, not really, because it's 5:30, so it's probably whatever's in the house. It's nowhere's open. I could have some. What have I got? I could have some eggs. I could have some toast. Ooh, bit fancy. What else have we got? That's about it. There's some pizza in the freezer, but I don't think pizza for breakfast is the way to go. Even though, I mean, if you're having pizza for breakfast, it's pretty good overall, you know. I was going to have a good one, brother. It's just a fancy sandwich of pizza, isn't it? Not really. And also Cocoa Pops as well, says Gareth. Oh, I used to love Cocoa Pops. Like anytime you had Cocoa Pops, like the saying goes, Cocoa Pops and milk make a bowl full of fun. That's a fun little chip in behind. And it sits up almost for Italy. Going to be the knock on once again, though. And now Gal Fiku has got this one for a side once again. And supper is poke tuna poke bowl. Or pokey tuna poke bowl. Not too sure what that is, Birdie. I know what tuna is, of course. What else is involved in that? And are you from France? Says Steph. I am not. I am from New Zealand for myself. So we are currently sitting at 5:37 a.m. here in New Zealand. Kicked high from Garbisi. We chased hard, and it's going to be just inside of the 22. Jamanier takes the quick tap. Now kicking it in behind, looking for the 50-22. It's going to be shooting down into the 22 of Italy. And once again, they are going to have to look for the clearing kick. Hold Italy is the call. It's gone into touch. France will be taking this one quickly. More than likely now it is going to be the big man just charging for Gregory Aldrich hard. And the tackle by Fiver, though. Now hands is the call. Dupont now going to the short side, out to Jamanier. Now it's a nice bit of draw pass out to Damien Pinot. Passes the ball on the inside, looking like they're going to link back up. And Pinot goes for the corner. Was it a 4-pass? I don't believe it was. And it's the try to France. And I was like, thank you, take care as well. And also, we're going to what to eat, French toast or pizza? I have an idea on how to decide. Surely you'll figure it out. As liking it at the moment. It does seem like it is going to be the pizza, the French. What's the French one? French toast. As before I go, smash, like, subscribe. As well, if you are new, says BDV. This is just nicely done. It was the drawn pass, but Damien Pinot on the outside does end up getting that ball. It was flat, but I think it went backwards. I think they're just showing it once more. I think they are just checking this last one. Okay, like they've said, he isn't going to be going upstairs for that one to see whether or not it was flat. And also, was French toast really invented in France as well? Or is it a misnomer? Misnomer. Is it misnomer? No, probably not. And I wish South African teams were back in Super Rugby. It would be awesome. Just Googled it. Americans made it up. Now the magic is gone. What is something that is from France, Katie, that I have got in my freezer? Which, of course, you do not know what I've got in my freezer, but hopefully something. French fries. Are they actually French? Probably not. We're going to go like this. And Damien Pinot gets it for the try. And that was a nice kick from Villiers. And now it is going to be, we'll go quickly like this. Damien Pinot scores the try. See how you spell Pinot? No, it's not. There's no R. Even though it's pronounced like there's an R, there is no R. And that is going to be in the 68th minute that he was able to score it. So Aiden will be a very happy man. Hopefully he does bank that money rather than spending it again for that one. And also we've got the croissants and snails, mate. I'd prefer a croissant if I had to pick one of the two. And also we have got French fries equals not French. French toast equals not French. What else is French? French kiss. Is that from France? Taken nicely now for France once again. I think they're making a couple more subs. It's a penalty to Italy. Antoine Dupont now going off the field, and that is going to be for Maxime Luku, making his way out there. And also, Katie, I know it to be much older. A Latin dish, probably Roman, as looks like it's just absinthe and croissants as well. And then ensuite isn't used in France as well, or ensuite, isn't it? Was it designed by someone else? And either is cul-de-sac. As on there says Colin. Currently 10 minutes left in this one. Going to be the veteran Luku. He doesn't really get too many opportunities overall for himself. But now, putting this ball in. for them. Going to the back once again. It doesn't work out. It does bounce back, though, on the side of Italy. So getting a little bit lucky with that one. Still be on their side. Does New Zealand have in and out? We do not, that I know of. I think we've got like maybe one at an airport. I'm not sure whether it's in and out or whether it's Nando's, though, that we have got that one. But in and out burgers look very nice. And their French cheese and wine varieties are pretty famous as well. And their penalty infringement once again by France. So because of it, it is going to be the advantage for Italy. Can they get themselves a little bit further back into this game? It's a good attacking run there from it was Ivan Nema. Once again, going around the side, still got the advantage here for Italy. No slap down. Was it? Might have been knock-on advantage. Now a good run here from Italy. Villiers with a great bit of defense, though, offloading the ball back. And they don't use double entrade either. Double entry. Double entry. Entry. What is an entry? Entidre. Entidre. What is that word? I feel like I've just offended so many people with my pronunciation, unfortunately. And now 5 meters out, Italy going for the rolling ball once again. I would have thought that they go to the front here. Might be a good option. But Geelong, he is looking like he is concentrated for this one, trying to get themselves another turnover. And this one, Dylan Cretin. He is another good player for France. He's actually made quite a few running meters throughout this first half and the second when he has had the ball in hand. But now it is going to be 5-0 once again with this line-out throw for Italy. Going to the back. It's actually gone straight over the top of the man. And it did go straight into the back as well. I don't know whether or not that was on purpose, but if it was very fancy. France almost able to turn that one over. It's popped out the back once again, and there's a huge amount of pressure on them at the moment. France trying to turn it over. Still going to be just on the side of the Italians. Good attack and run. They just need phase after phase here. That one was Fusa making his way forward. Now, nice step in the midfield. Bounced off for Italy. Can they get themselves another try? They've got one so far. If they get themselves two, they actually get themselves a bonus point for this one for being within the 7, but that is stopping them from scoring any other one. It's a nice little chip in behind. It's going back, and it's going to be the penalty. Oh, Jesus. As on there. And now it's definitely a double entendre. And then Italy, you almost had it. As well, a double entendre. Entendre is an innuendo, according to the English, but the French don't use the expression. Double entendre. Double entendre. An innuendo. Am I just showing the fact that I am quite young and just don't know a lot? Okay, oh, Jesus, in all caps. I assume it's something quite bad, and I've just said it about 50 times. It's a good kick in behind. Close to the touchline for Garbisi, but able to cut it off. Now kicking it back downfield. It's a good kick from Garbisi going back to the halfway line now. I feel like talking about pizzas really made me want pizza, even though pizza is not really an option because it's breakfast time. As I'll translate as double entry as well. And this is called entendre. And as I'll get over, French toast is pain perdu in French. And also double meaning. That's what it means. Basically just an innuendo. And there are so a double meaning for that one. I feel like I learned so much from these live streams. Like one day when someone's like, what is an entendre? I'll be like, oi, double entry. And I feel so smart. And why didn't the All Blacks play 7 as well? Pretty much restrictions stop them from being able to go in and out of the country. So if they were to get back, I don't think they actually had a spot for them in managed isolation. So because of that, now they do have to wait for a little bit longer. But they will be in Singapore, apparently, for the next one alongside Samoa and Fiji. As those two sides, once again, it's going back for the advantage for the knock-on. 74 minutes through at the moment. Another yawn hitting me for fun. I do like yawning. Yawning's a weird one, isn't it? Because it's like you don't want to yawn at the time, but then yawning makes you feel better. This chat is like college as well. Says Katie, it is indeed learning so much. Thomas Ramos making his way out there. That will be for Jamanier, whose night is going to be over. Thomas Ramos to lose is who he plays for normally. How are they going in the top 14 at the moment? I don't think they are actually sitting top of the table, are they, for Toulouse? I'm just going to have a look because I think they've been struggling a little bit with all the internationals away and also not really finding too much momentum. Now, I sport too much in uni, as I see Sebastian there. Do teachers swear at uni? I feel like they do a little bit, don't they? But as you would do if you had to deal with people. Or Biarritz versus La Rochelle's taking place in 3 hours. I might watch it. As well by the table at the moment, Bordeaux, Montpellier, Lyon, Castres, and then it's Toulouse. That's going to be the penalty. Once again to Italy at scrum time. They've done pretty well. That's why they kicked the South African teams out of Super Rugby as well. Yes, Steph, I don't actually know the reasoning completely behind it in terms of why the teams did end up going. I don't know whether or not it was due to the travel side of it and then that sparked something. I don't actually really know kind of how it works. That's a good kick, or was it? No, it's just been able to keep that ball in. Thomas Ramos, it would have had a huge amount of meters on it into the 22. That kick would have gone, but now going back to their own 22 here for Italy. Putting up the kick high. I've just had a notification saying Stormers hold out in the game up against the Sharks, but that happened yesterday. Now it's an advantage now once again in favour of France. Damien Pinot, wide cut out past to Gal Fiku, little bit of a juggle. Now down the wing, it will be Mo Fana getting his first carry almost of this match, where he has had a little bit of space to try and run onto. Currently France, 3.5 minutes left on this one. It's stolen, but it is going back for the original penalty. As though it doesn't want to give up the ball for Fiver, but he has to. And then is he any relation to James Fiver, I wonder? Not too sure. I'm currently petting my cat for anyone who can't see what my hand is doing. I might stop petting my cat because that looks slightly worse. Oh, bleeding nose here for one of the French players. It looked like he was in a little bit of trouble there because bleeding nose, and also they were just stretching out his neck, making sure he was all right. Going up in the air for that one. Oh, he almost got the knee in the face for Maron. And the end, or Marine, I should say as well. Thomas Ramos, he's a very elusive player in the way that he does end up playing. 3 minutes left in this one. Oh, I think he's bleeding from the mouth as well. That doesn't look too good. For who was that? I think that was actually Juan Inacio Brex. For that one, and also we have got there, if you say S-O-C-K-S out loud, it's the Spanish phrase for it is what it is. Is it actually? S-O-C-K-S? S-O-C-K. Is it? That's a bit fancy, isn't it? So what's the most popular drink in New Zealand? Popular drinks. What do we have? We have probably like Heineken's, or Spates is probably the down south one. Like everyone just drinks Spates overall, but maybe Heineken's probably the more well-known one. Something along those lines. Heineken Steinlager, something like that. And see, we have the QI fan in the chat. Or it seems like we have the QI fan in the chat as well. QI. No. My brain's not working. It's going to be passed back. Just gets it a little bit wrong. And now because of it, it's a knock on. It was almost going to be the try for Italy. Currently 2.5 minutes left. They were getting close. Still smiles on the face of the referee and also from the captain Lamaro. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a good result for Italy at this current stage. There's a lot of cotton buds in his nose trying to stop it from pissing out with blood. And read that in a book, my friend. But I do love my QI. Read that in a book. QI. Quiz intellect. QI, and not the same. Without fry as well. QI fry. I feel like you guys are just seeing my brain. Like you can see the cogs literally turning over, trying to work out what is going on. Currently now, ball was about to go in for Luku. They do go down in the front row though. Keep the space. As well, Mike Adamson's having a great time out there on the field as well. He's smiling, he's laughing. Stephen was a god as well, but Sunday is all right as well. It's a show. Okay, that makes more sense. I was thinking, who are these people? QI. I know GI or GI Joe, but I haven't actually seen that either. QI. Is it just called QI, or is it like short for something? As our Stephen Fry there as well. Now going to be pushing their way forward for France once again. A nice backline move, looking like it was opening up. Galfiku, though, takes the contact. We've got less than a minute left in this game now. Geelong with the offload back to Luku into Mac. Now going back, Cameron Walkie. Almost, it's a penalty to France, right? They could take the 3 and close out this game with a 23-point difference, or they might go for the corner and try and get themselves one more try. They are going for the corner. They do want to keep on improving on that points differential. The reason for that is because currently the team who are sitting in first have a points differential of plus 22, and France wouldn't mind being able to get themselves one more try before they close out this game. It will give them first, as they would be sitting with that penalty, but they do want the full 7 on offer for this one. And also we've got there a bit of Fry Laurie as well, and Stephen Fry provided the audio books for Harry Potter as well. You might have heard him before. I'm going to look him up. Stephen Fry. He sounds familiar. Stephen Fry. I know him. He was in V for Vendetta. As well, we actually watched that at school. But now going to be going forward once again. Was he in V for Vendetta? He probably wasn't, and I've just said the wrong name. And now going out the back line here for France. Villiers. Can he get the hat-trick? He'd love to be able to get it, but just not quite able to get through for that one. Still only 5 meters out around the side will be Mofana. Now Villiers, he wants to go himself again. He wants that hat-trick. Hasn't quite been able to get there. The ball's still available here for the French Intermac. Now on the outside, goes to Ramos. This is just drawing passes, a bounce pass out to the man on the wing. Currently, France just trying to break their way through. Dylan Creton getting close. Thomas Ramos now. Almost a juggle from Cameron Walkie. Awkward way for his knees to go out from underneath him. Damien Pinot. They're trying to set up Villiers. They get it out to him. He gets his hat trick as well. And he does get it in the end. That's what they were after. And they were able to get it. France trying, but sloppy as well. And also put you through our paces today. And also we've got there. He and Hugh Laurie are wearing Blackadder as well. If you know that show, I do indeed. Rowan Atkinson. Gotta love it. Or wait, the show? Yeah, he was in Blackadder, wasn't he? And France, look, bang average. Goodbye. As on there says the Saxon. Yeah, although they did start to find their momentum a little bit later on. The game up against Ireland next week is going to be a sensational one, I would think, because that is going to be very, very exciting. So Villiers scoring on the 40th minute, scoring in the 80th minute. So right at the end of the halves, and also scoring and at the earlier one for himself. And that was actually the try that he did get in the 48th as well. We'll go like this. We'll go like this. And we will go like this as well. There we go. It's going to be putting it up there. Damien Pinot also scoring the try. And this one I should mention, most popular food from New Zealand, probably fish and chips, to be honest, overall. But what else have we got that's popular? Pavlova, I guess. What else is popular here? A roast lamb. Roast lamb's pretty decent. And earlier, always harder to beat. The sooner you play them in the tournament as well. Says Coleman. Intermac strikes it beautifully from the touchline. And Intermac, his first kick was not an easy one, but they do win this game. 37 points. 37 points to 10 as well. I did say that France were going to win by 37. Should have said that they'd just get 37. That would have been perfect. So I think it's a 3 marriage to give you lads. And there it says, Katie Jackson, no worries. And one more try for France. So they do get themselves the bonus point win. They will be sitting first on the Six Nations table now after that one. What other games we got happening tonight? We have got the MLR later on. Although, where do you watch the MLR, Katie? Is it on the Rugby Network? And do they have it in New Zealand? Because I did see that none of the games for the MLR are actually on Sky this year, which is a little bit of a shame. We have got the top 14 game, Biarritz, taking on La Rochelle a little bit later on tonight. For anyone who is interested in watching that game, we won't be covering it on the channel, but it is just live. So you will be able to watch that one if you have got access to the top 14. Who they got? They've got Dylan Lades, also Iaya West, Tavita Kurbalo. There'll be some good players. Victor Vito as well for La Rochelle. But currently, have you ever visited South Africa? Not yet, but I would love to be able to at some stage. So hopefully I can make that happen in the future. But yeah, at this stage, we will have to wait and see. Yeah, you should be able to watch MLR on the Rugby Network. As Iron Chips must have conquered all the territories in this world in terms of popularity as well. They're just so simple but so effective. You know, good old chip, you can't beat it as well. But yeah, I now want chips. It's 6 a.m. Is 6 a.m. too early for chips? Probably a tad too early for some nice chips, but you will consider it. as well. But what we will do quickly is we will look at some stats from this match, just so you guys know exactly how this one played out. But the more possession for France, 54% in the end, and then also 66% of the territory. 5 tries compared to the one of Italy. Italy actually scored in the first try. People say Tyrone Furlong is addicted to potato, but let's face it, we're all addicted to potatoes. We are indeed. When you think deep down, starch must be good for you, you'd have to assume. We have a lot of it at times, but currently here, it is going to be the Italians getting greeted by a little bit of a tunnel from the French as well. And also, who's the All Blacks were sending me as well? I see Steph. Probably Australia, I guess, but it's not really an enemy. It's more of just like that kind of competitor. But also, I'd say South Africa are right up there as well in terms of a team that we love watching play off against us every single time. England is another one that people like to think there is quite the rivalry there. And Jess will stream, and everyone is tuning in big love as well. And also a big level in it there from Katie Dixon. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. Like I mentioned, whole heap of running meters, whole heap of everything for France in this game. A little bit of rust, but they will be looking to improve for their next week's game up against Ireland as well. But the try scorers, Villiers was able to get himself the 3. Jaminet kicking pretty nicely, 67%. Anthony Jalon got 1. Damien Pinot got 1. And then it was Amenacello who was able to get it for the other man. But it was Villiers getting presented one from Paul Willemse. I've just realised. Okay, Paul Willemse is actually going to be the translator for Villiers because I don't think he speaks much English, but that man can certainly speak the language of scoring tries. Great game. Italy played well, says Rugby. They did indeed. And I thought that at this stage, a lot of people probably thought it was going to be a lot more one-sided for that one, but it was a good game to watch. Hopefully, we do get to see Italy compete in those other games and do find their way onto the bonus point board for at least one of them. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Who do you think is going to win the Six Nations? I think it's between France and Ireland at this stage. Ireland were my pick before the Six Nations. France are also right up there, though. They were my second choice. So it's going to be a good match next week because we get to see those two going head-to-head. But thank you all very much for tuning in. Hey, man, it's been ages. How you do? As I see Katie Jackson, see, I feel like I can't end it now because I feel bad because we're just about to have a catch-up. So I'll get more stats. I'll find out some more stats. Meters carried, 476 meters carried compared to the 238 meters carried of Italy. So France having the advantage there. 22 defenders beaten and 7 defenders beaten for Italy. Clean breaks, 7 clean breaks for the French, 2 clean breaks for the Italians as well. And offloads, only actually the 1 from Italy, and then 9 offloads from France as well. All is good as well. And then huge win for Scotland against England. It wasn't it? Oh, sorry, it's all good. As well, I feel like, although we will have more videos with them in the future, if you want, I can come in for a bit. That's a sneaky way of doing it. One moment. How do I do this? I've actually almost forgotten. One moment. Rugby itch. We go like this. That's an easy way of doing it. We go like this. We go like this. And we go like Wi-Fi. Does Wi-Fi exist? Yes, it does. Right, we're good. We'll go like this. There you go. And there we go. Right, I've sent you the link. Right, yeah, glad to hear it, man. It's on there. Right, that has happened. That has gone through, and hopefully it does end up working. So what I will quickly do while you are joining in, I'll create a banner, and I will go France. They got 37 points, and also Italy. They were able to get themselves. They had a decent performance, Italy. We'll go like this, and they were able to get themselves the 10 points for that one. And I can go like that. I can go like that as well. That will be up the bottom now of the screen. And I was like, yeah, there from Katie Dixon. Hopefully, if I go like this as well, that should all be good. It should all be running smoothly. My Wi-Fi actually likes me, not to be racist or anything, but does New Zealand have black people? We do indeed. We've got a whole heap of people around of all nationalities and everything along those lines. Always wearing the Blues kit, I do see. There we go. Oops, where's he gone? One moment. Here we go. Hello, mate. How's it going?
Yeah, all good, all good.
Well, mate.
What a game that was, by the way.
Very good performance from Italy. I've realised that my green screen is not big enough, but that's all right. We'll just leave it to the side.
I like it. It's good. But
so,
wow, what a game that was.
Coming out firing in that one.
Yeah. They really surprised me. I mean, like, within that first half, they were just outstanding. I mean, throughout the whole game, I said throughout my live stream, I was so impressed by Italy within the breakdown because I think they won more penalties with a breakdown actually than France. So I thought that was the one thing that probably impressed me the most. But yeah, I mean, Italy, fair play to them. I mean, the score doesn't really reflect it, in my opinion. 37 points to 10. But for those who watched like us, they were just, they really surprised me. So, hats off to them, really.
And hopefully we do see a few close games for Italy in the future. I know they've got England next week, which should be an interesting one. And thanks for the commentary, Grand Goal as well, says Smiling Joe. Thank you very much. And there he is, says Katie Dixon. And quickly, I'll ask the question. What year's kit is that one? Out of curiosity.
Which one? This one here?
No, your blues one that you're wearing.
This one. This is the new one. This is the new one. Yeah. Is it? This is the brand new blues kit. Yeah, I literally just received it today, so I thought I'd wear it for the stream. You know what? Obviously, this is Super Rugby, so I'm just kind of prepping it for the the next weeks to come. But I just thought I'd wear it. Obviously, the French kit is right there. But I haven't got the Italian kit yet. But I will get that very soon for the Italian viewers. But yeah, I just thought I'd wear it for the meantime.
Fair enough. It's looking good. It's looking very bright.
No,
it's like an
it's a very nice kit. Exactly. That's what in the light it looks pretty good as well because this kit is like it's a really nice kit. And I just thought that I haven't upgraded in my blues team for a while. So yeah, I thought I'd wear it out for this video. But I like the green screen, by the way. The green screen.
It's not quite big enough.
Yeah, like you can see like a bit of the background. Yeah, I mean, I'm not in my regular setup at the moment because I'm back in Hong Kong at the moment, actually. But exactly, yeah. We haven't even caught up so much. All the live viewers are going to see our catch up. But yeah, no, I'm back in Hong Kong at the moment. So this is just my temporary setup for the meantime while I'm here. For the next month or two, but obviously I am doing live streams, by the way. For the Six Nations and for Super Rugby. So obviously you can check that out on my channel. But of course, this is you guys. I mean, the whole game in general. I mean, what did you think about France's performance?
It looked pretty rough in the first little while, I thought, just because they didn't seem to get themselves that kind of momentum. Like the last 20 or so was when we saw France play like everyone thought they would for the full 80, I think, kind of thing. Yeah. But they've got Ireland next week, which should be a pretty good game.
And I love it. I love it because, like you just said there, I do agree with you that France and Ireland are the two contenders to really win the Six Nations. I mean, a lot of people have obviously suggested that the France England game, La Grunge obviously is the final game of the Six Nations, which a lot of people mostly they're English are saying that's the one. But for true rugby fans, you can definitely see that Ireland throughout that game against Wales, who played yesterday, were just outstanding. So I really do think the battle, within round 2 between France and Ireland could decide this year's Six Nations.
So at this stage, I'm going to ask you a tough question because we love asking tough questions.
We love tough questions. We love it.
Who's finishing 5th?
I've said Wales.
Okay, that's probably that might not be the tough one. 4th. Who's 4th?
I think I was going to say 4th is probably the tough one because it's really between Scotland and England. But because England lost against Scotland yesterday, I have to say England. So I think if I had to give my order like right now, I would say it's probably France, Ireland, Scotland, England, Wales, Italy. I mean, I would love if Italy beat Wales on the final day because I do believe they play on the final round, but it's at the Millennium, so I'm not sure it could happen. But yeah, I think that's going to be the realistic order of what might happen.
Yeah, right. Okay.
What about yourself, actually?
I think Ireland, France.
Oh, okay.
I originally did say England, so I'm still going to stick with England just for now.
Okay.
Then Scotland. Then I am going Wales, and then Italy.
Okay. Yeah.
So
fair enough.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, but I'm going the Irish. I'm back in the Irish.
Oh, I love if the Irish won. I would love if they won. I have my Irish passport, so they're like the team I have to support, really. But I am cheering for the French in a weird way because I don't know. They really just got me by surprise within the last year's Six Nations. When they beat when they beat Wales from that game to kind of stop them from getting the Grand Slam. I was like, oh my gosh, like France, what are you doing? So for that reason, I kind of want them to have that moment once again within this year's Six Nations, and hopefully they can win it. But Yeah, you never know. You never know. But yeah, just what a game that was. What a game.
It was a very exciting way to end the first round, wasn't it? Like yesterday,
It was,
England,
yeah.
Scotland was just
outstanding. Outstanding. I mean, I was really impressed by Marcus Smith yesterday. I mean, he's had notable games, obviously, for England, but yesterday was probably his best one I've seen of him so far. And not a lot of people would say that because he had a good game against Saf, which is the game I actually saw live. But yeah, he was good within that game. But yeah, I mean, it's gonna. This could go down to the wire like last time. Obviously, it was what it was. I think it was France and Wales who from last year's Six Nations, right? Who was the first and second?
Oh, that's the right.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, so in the end,
yeah, there you go.
there we go.
Yeah,
so I believe France needed to beat Scotland in that final game with a bonus point to overtake them because of the differential and everything. But then Scotland ended up beating France in that final game that just completely threw that spanner in the works for them. So yeah, it's going to be interesting. Scotland are one of those sides though that like they've got some good players in that lineup, and if they can put it together, who knows? Maybe they could even possibly put themselves up there for a possibility.
You've just cut out right now.
I did see that ad. You're completely frozen for a good few seconds. Can you still see me now? Are we back? Are we back? We might not be back.
I'm trying to think if I can hear you right now, but there you go. Here, let me just do this.
Can you hear me now?
Gosh.
Technical difficulties, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know what's happening right now.
I love it. We'll do some sign language. What do we know? What do we know in sign language? No, I don't know any sign language. I know that that's G. G.
Yeah, let's just see. I'll do this actually.
No, okay.
There you go. I can hear you right now.
You can hear me now.
I hear you now. It's just going like beep, 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 beep.
Some people would say that's how I sound.
Exactly. You never know. You never know. But anyway, Matt, I'll leave you to it. You probably have to end your live stream very soon. But we'll do more videos in the future, guys. So stay tuned for that, of course. But anyway, Matt, I'll talk to you soon. Yeah, I'll talk to you soon, man.
We'll see you later on, mate.
Yeah, see you, man.
See ya. Now we go like this. There we go like this. There we go. Got a lot of technical difficulties. I feel like it's not a Kiwi Lads live stream without a couple technical difficulties thrown in there. And it's like the Martian as well, says Katie Dixon. It is indeed. And I'm so proud of Alex Domrant. He's a very good man, Alex Domrant. And hopefully he does have a few good performances in the future for them as well. But nonetheless, I guess that is going to be the end of this live stream. Thank you all very much for tuning in for this one. Anyone who doesn't know, the try scorer is Geelong. Also, Villiers able to get the hat trick. Damien Pinot able to get himself right up there as well in the last few moments of the game. And then Monticello was able to score the one try for Italy. Let's go France. Says Mr. Ulmo there in the chat. And yeah, they did play very well in the last stages. They were a little bit rusty for a start, but then they just showed their class at the end, able to win that one very nicely. Thank you for the stream, Amish, the Kiwi Lads. And there says Katie, no worries at all. And thank you very much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. I will go, and now I've got the toughest decision of the day, what to have for breakfast. So it's currently 6:09 a.m. here in New Zealand, and there is a world of possibilities. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. I will see you all for the next one that we have got coming up, and that I believe will actually be either a Six Nations or a Super Rugby possibly live stream coming up in the near future. But thank you all very much for tuning in. If you did enjoy, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Check out some of the other videos that we have got. I highly recommend that one with me and George playing England versus Scotland. If you do want a bit of a laugh, if you want to hear some swearing that's been censored because there was a lot of it in that video, I highly recommend checking that one out. But thank you all very much for tuning in, and I will see you all for the next one.